everyone now is maybe listening. And by everyone, I mean no one. But maybe they'll catch it on a repeat. Welcome to Legion D&D, where the crew from Legion M, the world's finest fan-owned entertainment company, castaways their earthly failures to play Dungeons and Dragons!
Woo!
Our earthly failures?
I just decided it'd be fun to switch it up.
I mean, is he wrong?
Am I wrong?
Fail in a
Am I
whole
wrong?
new dimension.
Yeah.
You know,
my
sometimes
failures are
escape
limited
is
just to
escaping our
her.
own flaws and failures and insecurities. I'm Dave Hampton. Welcome to this week's episode, which I believe is episode 5. It doesn't have a title yet because we don't give it a title until we figure out what happens. But we're up on Twitch, obviously. We're streaming on podcast. We're finally up on Apple and Google. And do we have the new frame? The new Twitch frame? No.
Oh.
No.
What?
Dan? Was it
Wait,
Dan? Steve?
Did Dan offloaded that to the talented people,
What?
Tom
Dan.
Taylor.
I'm slacking.
I didn't. Taylor,
Did
that's
you-
you. I'm blaming you.
Taylor, did you get a chance to sit with any of our fans and do a live director's commentary like you promised?
Yes, I did.
Yeah?
It was great. All of the fans out there. And fans, if I didn't, I guess you should say, did I not? I don't know.
Why not? I don't know.
I don't hear any fans out there.
Maybe.
Ooh,
But
somebody's-
we're not yet on YouTube,
Big lie.
but we will be. We have to be up on there before, in order for people to watch us. Mandy said she was going to nail it. Let me just check out shop.legionm.com and look for all the Legion D&D stuff.
I mean, it's coming.
No, hold on.
It's
I'm looking. Arch enemy. Hold on.
Negotiate Dave Hampton's royalty rate, and it's
Mhm.
just
Dave, we gotta talk about that
We're
royalty.
We still haven't. He hasn't signed anything, right? We can still
fulfillment costs
renegotiate.
and warehousing.
Right. Right. We can just do like print on demand. That's cheaper, and we'll just.
Ooh, look at you knowing the
Send us that.
terms.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I'm proud.
Yes. And Terry's computer is still a Windows XP from 2008.
yeah. And unfortunately, Paul, our CEO, Paul, helped me fix the issues I was having with it, so I'm no longer getting a new computer. So you guys are gonna have to.
Oh no.
What a green screen.
Have to buy
A green screen would be $100, or just a whole bunch of old green clothes might work.
All right. I'll do the Queen Elizabeth version of green screen.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
Where that green
That works.
It uses less
at the
CPU
beginning
power.
of the pandemic, when
Yeah,
everybody used it.
So you've got something on your to-do list. Write it
There you
down.
Green paint would probably also work.
Right. That
It
wall
does.
behind you is not really doing anything for me. I think if it was green, that would be great.
This is my
Mandy was going to get us up on social media so our peeps can engage with us. We want to tweet. We want to talk. We want to Facebook. We want to tumble and Insta Snap. I don't even know what these things are. Is MySpace still a thing?
Yes.
Is
For
it really?
music. For music mainly.
Oh my god.
Well, we'll see.
Why?
I meant to actually ask David this week, but we had the idea of introducing people. So if they go back and watch, they know who everyone is. And since last week, he was asked if he was a young Harrison Ford that could still fully qualify for an ARP card, but definitely a young Harrison Ford. They start sending you ARP card stuff when you're like mid-40s. It's really depressing.
I got a bad feeling about this.
So who are you? What do you do? And how did you get into D&D?
Hi, I'm David Baxter. I'm Vice President of Development for Legion M, which means I'm the guy, one of the people at Legion M, who helps go through different materials that are submitted to our company and make decisions about what kind of projects we want to get involved in. And I'm also a writer, a member of the WGA, and I got into D&D when I was a little kid. Actually, at the beginning of when Dungeons and Dragons came out in the 1970s. And
Were you ever actually little?
yeah, I was. I wasn't as tall as I was now, as tall as I am now.
Okay,
I'm 6'8". But that's what he's referring to.
I am
But
referring.
when I was, 10 or 12, I think I was only 6'5", something like that.
Wow.
So there
Only.
you go. Anyway, Dungeons and Dragons was absolutely incredibly important in my wanting to make movies and to write. D&D is such a cool thing. It's literally like a living story that's told with all your best friends. So, what more could you want?
There you go. Well,
There you
so there's Dave, which is
There's me.
exciting. Yeah. So.
Oh,
So
and I play Rocky Killmage, a ranger who has many deep, dark secrets about his past. He has a tortured past.
lots of you have tortured pasts, and some of your pasts you don't even know yet because I haven't revealed them to you, which is really exciting. So let's get everyone caught up
Sure.
on where we are. Episode last time. Well, let's just start off. We left the town of Hoffendal. We went to a town called Gwendol. We met a druid, Lachlane the Brown, who told us that the forest was sick. We got attacked by an ogre, a small hobbit family. And I did learn that hobbit is prior art, so we can use the term hobbit or halfling interchangeably. So,
Oh,
yeah,
Good to know.
1895, it was in a list of mythical, but we all know that hobbits aren't actually mythical, creatures, goblins, hobgoblins, hobbits was in the list. And then J.R.R. Tolkien popularized it, but he did not invent it. So no one's going to come after us.
that's cool.
Prior art.
Interesting.
So if you want to
Public
change,
domain.
yes, if you want to change your character from being a halfling to being a hobbit, I'm all for it.
Yeah. What do you
Um,
prefer, Zankorin?
Definitely neither.
Oh, is there another
Wee fella?
politically correct term that we're missing?
No, I'm going very off what I know, like off the beaten path for myself. I never play halfling. I never play like hobbit, gnome, any of the short ones. I typically play like half elf or human. So going this way is just I don't like halflings. I don't like gnomes. They're just
I would like to point out that I am well over a foot shorter than David, so I always go for the half when I play, or the gnome, even shorter.
In real life, I am 4'9", so I will take Hobbit all day long.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so we ran into a hobbit family that was being attacked by sturges. You guys swooped in and saved them for your first real battle. Rampuri, wait, who almost died? One of you almost died in that one, didn't you?
Cora.
Oh, the hobbit almost died.
with the orc or the
Yeah.
that was the
no,
orc, right?
no. Sorry, it was Condra. Condra.
Yeah,
almost-
no, it was me. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I almost died.
I was
I
out.
laughed.
I was out completely the entire
You were knocked
fight.
out by the orc, the ogre.
Ogre.
And then later on, you rescued some halflings, and then the halfling dad, Reginald, almost died. They sent you off, wishing you luck. And that evening, you were again attacked by sturges, which are very rare, but here they are.
Sturges.
And that was Condra almost died. Like,
Yep. Died.
He died. Like, you need to roll a new character died.
Yeah, but Tatiana came to
Tatiana.
my wonderful rescue.
Appropriately,
My ally, my friends.
she appropriately laid on hands with consent and
With HR sign off, yes.
watching, and it was fine.
And 2 witnesses.
And 2 witnesses, actually 6 witnesses, so that's good. Or is it 5? 1, 2, 6.
Well, plus all the thousands of people on Twitch.
Right, thousands of them. And then you guys left and ran into an ambush where you guys managed to take care of all of them, and then there was quite the kerfuffle about the value of a goblin life. And where we left off, Zankorin had sworn never to cast the sleep spell again around you guys, and I believe Rampuri and Zankorin were kind of on the same side, but Taylor and not Taylor, I can't remember your name anymore. Pele and Rocky were on the opposite side. No, these things are vile, and we need to get rid of them.
We were on the right side.
Right, and then and that's where the argument sort of left off. So let's pick up from there and find out exactly where we are. So let me pause our music for a little bit, and I will try to bring up a map of where we are. It's going to take me a second because I'm on a new computer and I wasn't able to get everything set up exactly the way I wanted to.
Are you under attack, Tatiana? Do you need someone to step in?
This is my trusty sidekick, Ziti.
All cats are evil.
You're familiar.
I was gonna just say that. It's a familiar.
If you don't do what I want, he'll cut you.
Oh.
With his teeth.
Which is exactly what you want to have happen.
I feel like I just want to cuddle him.
He's very sweet.
Oh, look, I have another desktop. I need to get this other
pretty.
desktop over here. Yeah, it's the new background that they gave me, which is so exciting. But I'm trying to find out where, there it is, where the new one, this is the one I want. I need to grab that. I need to take this. I need to move it down here. Yeah, it's got issues. The new Macintosh Lapbook Pro, total issues. I can't move a window. It won't drag. It's weird. Yeah.
That's odd.
Apple's slacking.
I don't know what it is. They were gonna get me a new some headphones or something because I wasn't able to get a lot of stuff to work. There it goes. I was like, I don't know what they're called. iPad, Apple Pro, Apple Pods, because all of their stuff is like Apple, SE, Pod, Max. It's just like a couple. There's like 8 words that make up the complete set of every Apple product. And it gets confusing. To me, it gets confusing. Okay, here's where we were. Look, I'm able to share that with my family and friends. Actually, just friends. Well, maybe family. They could be watching, or they could have gotten bored and, cleaning dishes or doing something else. Okay, so here's where you were. I was testing names to see if they worked. This guy's dead, though. Where we left off, this one, Kaylee, let's bring Kaylee down, was with you. And Kaylee, look, I know how to make the name show up now. Boom. Save settings. Kaylee.
Nice.
There, yeah.
Love it.
So now you'll be, and I had to go through all of my maps and get the names on there so you can refer to them properly. Because we did learn earlier, I gotta get my mouse on the right thing here. You were on the Fendel Trail, you ran into goblins, and you learned that the goblins had names very similar to our names because there was a major convergence of the Shadowfell with our plane of existence in the 70s, which brought us disco music and names like Kyle, Kaylee, Kevin, Gary. That's where we left off. So we'll go back over here with you guys, and you have got captured Kaylee, recently deposed of her position of being the lead spokesperson of this gang of goblins, and any correlation to the actual world and names and recent events regarding politics and things like that is totally coincidental. So you've got Kaylee. What are you guys doing?
Well, she's already promised to take us back to her cave tribe.
Hey, really quickly, Dave.
Yes.
Did we search any of the dead goblins to see what they had on them?
I believe
you did not. You did not. You guys can rustle around and try to see what you can find.
Yeah, I do that. I will go around to our. I believe there's 5 others.
There's 5 of them. Yeah. So you guys you have 2 of you search if you want, and someone can roll an investigation check at advantage, or you could each roll separately and take a few minutes to see what you can find.
Would you like to join me in this investigation, or am I doing it on my own?
I will join.
Okay, so I'm going to roll investigation without advantage. I rolled a 4.
Nice.
I rolled an 8.
And
Do you
8.
have any
Excellent.
pluses for that?
That's with the pluses.
Oh.
With the plus.
Who's our best investigator?
So Condra's finds Condra finds two silver, 2 silver and 4 copper. You can add that to your collection, or you can decide to bring them back and divide it up. But there's not a lot to divide up here. Keeping it. And Pele had found, what'd you roll?
An 8.
An 8. Okay, yeah. So there you have it. You found 8 silver and 16 copper.
Okay.
I lost my money. Oh, here it is.
Goblins are not particularly wealthy. They tend to prefer shiny things and meat.
Where do I keep my money? I always forget where I keep my money.
Equipment, and then you'll see in the right-hand side of it,
currency.
a thing about currency. Yeah.
Got it.
How much did I find?
You found 8 silver and 16 copper.
Okay then.
They're not.
Ele is a rich man now.
I wouldn't go so far as rich, but
Richer than I was yesterday.
Just as an idea of like what money is worth in the realms, it is a day's work of unskilled labor. So let's say what Taylor does for a living would be like a gold piece, and for skilled, something Terry does, it would be like 2 gold pieces a day. And then you can have royalty and people like that. But if you're skilled labor, like a blacksmith or I don't know, candle maker, chandelier maker, whatever, you're probably making about 2 gold pieces a day. And if you're just a hired hand doing something, about a gold piece a day. Yeah.
Dave?
Yes.
We'd already interrogated Haley.
You did, and
he revealed that the dwarf that we are working for
to find, yes,
taken captive. Is that correct?
Exactly, and she had moved you, or Kaylee had started moving out this way, and we're quickly going to get off the map here. But I'm assuming that you guys are all moving together, following her. The horses are.
Wait, I heard the word cave, and that is no bueno for Tatiana. No bueno. Not going anywhere near it. No, thank you.
Okay. Tatiana, why not?
Nah, just not gonna do it.
Okay.
Can you come?
Gonna do it.
Will you come as far as you're comfortable? I need you. We're allies. Would you mind coming just as far as you're comfortable, and then you can hang out, wait for us?
Come to the outside and keep guard.
Okay. Deal.
Hey, Tatiana. I don't know much about paladins. But you're a paladin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And forgive me if I'm wrong, but isn't a paladin's duty to make sure they always follow the law and protect those who can't be protected?
It's a paladin's duty not to crap their pants in a cave. I'm not going in.
All right. I was just wondering, because there is our person who gave us the job in that cave.
Duty.
You said duty. I said duty. I will keep guard outside of the cave to make sure you are all gonna come out in one piece, but don't count on me to help.
Unlikely that we would come out if we were in 2 pieces. So, just a thought. We'll be dead if we die inside the cave.
And I will miss you all very dearly.
That's fair.
This is going to end at this episode with Tatiana standing outside of a cave. So you guys
go solo.
Yeah, and the rest of this is just me and Tatiana and everyone else watching. So Kaylee leads you through the woods as let's see if I can get this to play for us. Kaylee leads you up sort of north through the woods, but only after about 30 feet after pointing, north is the direction that you're going. She like circles back and crosses the path that is like here, just like 30 feet up, and ends up going south the whole way. No clue that, She just sort of looped around and is going a completely different direction. But she's like, this way. And
Wait, I know this is not. I know this is not north.
say that again.
For a fact.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm a ranger, so I had already looked at where the path was going. So at what point did she go off it? Wouldn't I have?
She did not go off the path. She just doesn't. The direction that they came in was north, like where she is on this map. But goblins aren't very smart, so they, when she said that way, she literally meant that way. But then it just went up and circled back around the other direction. So you guys are like 30 feet up on the map over here, and then you've crossed and you're going south. If you're uncertain of your where you are, roll an investigation check. It is your favorite terrain, and you have like lots of advantages. So roll what's appropriate. You can do investigation or perception, whatever's better.
well, I know for a fact if this isn't north. So
Yes, you know for a fact it is not north.
But we're following the trail.
That's what he's rolling.
I rolled a 23.
You are definitely following the trail.
So I'm stopping.
Get that.
Okay.
Well, first of all, does anybody have Kaylee like tied up or like
Yeah.
is anyone leading her?
Kaylee is tied with her hands behind her back, and then a rope goes out from her little letter so she can walk.
Who's holding her?
I am.
Who's handling it?
And a
Rocky.
leash. I like a little goblin leash.
Okay, Rocky, this isn't north.
Yeah, I know. That's very obvious. This is one dumb goblin. Evil dumb goblin. Oh, goblin? There too. You just led us around in a circle.
So she's like, no, it's this way. And you're looking at the trail, and you can tell by the broken branches and the twigs that are, snapped, the footprints of little goblin feet. Well, not that little. Going both directions, that this trail is, not heavily used, but used a lot by the goblins to stake out this part of the trail. So you cross back over the Fendel Trail, and now you're headed the other direction. Okay, so you guys are moving along. Let me check. I don't have everything set up the way that I want it to, so I've got to find my note.
Oh, Dave,
Yes.
where are our horses?
You guys said that you were going to tie them up, right? Somewhere off to the side here. We didn't give any more specifics other than that.
Yeah, because we can't bring we were going to bring the cart as long around as much as we could, but.
Right.
So
So
they're hanging out.
the trail is not that it's not used all that much, right? It's not like a crazy busy trail. That's why it's so difficult to kind of get through. And like I said, there were parts that were seemingly repaired, and then there are parts that they haven't gotten to yet. And this area is actually a little bit nicer than others, but still, you don't expect a lot of travel up and down this road because this trail, because it's not yet something that's habitable. But you can tell on the path that you have taken so far that it looks like some of the repair work was relatively recent. This trail is quite old. There are parts of it that are just stamped through in a mess, and there are other parts where you can tell, relatively recently that the park rangers recently shored up this section of the trail, because it just kind of looks like it's, there's some fresh boulders that are all stacked up, and there's dirt filled in, and it's, a cart wide, so at least a single cart can get through. This area is a lot easier, so you're able to do that. It is about 10 minutes or so going down the trail, and something catches. Well, actually, let me get a marching order for you guys, since I don't know who's this would. Oh my God, I've lost my paper. That's okay. I'll find a digital notepad. What's the marching order? Who's in front? Kaylee.
I'm in front with Kaylee and Rocky.
Okay.
I assume Rocky and Kaylee are in the front.
Yep. Chandra. Okay. Who's after that? Tatiana.
No, I'm going to be in the very back.
Oh, you just had a question. Yes. Rampuri, you're next. Or you, or do you also have a question?
No, it's okay.
Rocky County Rampuri. I've got Zankorin and Pele.
I'll be close to the back.
All right. And Zankorin?
I guess right in the middle.
All right. Okay, cool. So you guys are moving along, and Rocky, something in the trail catches your eye.
What do I see?
The Kaylee has sort of skirted a little bit to the left of the trail, sort of darted a little bit out ahead, and then come back sort of more in the center of the trail and turns back and like, hurry, come. But between you and her, you see something in the on the ground.
Can I sort of slowly move up to it? Sort of hold her back a little bit?
Go ahead and roll an investigation check. And it's in the forest, so you get whatever advantage you get with that, which I don't know offhand. I am trusting you to roll honestly.
Well, I don't know what advantage I get, but even with my investigation, I got a 20.
You got a 20. Okay. You can see a small rope in a circle, a little wire going off the side. You notice it going up the side of a tree. There's some sort of trigger. Looks like some form of snare.
Let's be sneaky. Let's be sneaky. Come back here. And I yank the Kaylee back.
Okay. And you yank Kaylee back through where the snare is or around?
No.
Huh?
Around it. I do not pull her through that.
Okay. So she carefully dances around this thing in the center, and then it's like, what?
Buddy, you are one evil little goblin. Perhaps I should have perhaps I should just dispose of you and rid the world of another evil creature.
I'll be good. I promise. And she reaches down, grabs a stick, and hooks just the edge of the snare on the ground, and pulls it up into the tree. The stick is gone, but everyone else is okay. What do you guys do?
I wag my finger at her. Very naughty. Very naughty.
Remember, Rocky, you're gonna lose a finger.
Naughty.
Okay, keep going. Take us to the dwarf.
Fine.
We're extra careful, by the way, when we're going around the snare to make sure, that there's nobody in the trees or anybody around who might be ready to ambush us.
Right. So you make it around. You're looking. Are you traveling at a normal speed? Are you traveling kind of stealthy?
Stealthy.
The goblin is not being particularly stealthy. I don't know if stealthy is going to help you too much because maybe I don't know. Maybe she's
trying to make noise.
Maybe you never can tell with goblins.
What time is it, Dave?
Oh well. Oh, sorry. It is. I think it's mid-afternoon. It's probably right around 1 o'clock ish.
Okay.
Of course, you know this because it is precisely 6 hours and 13.
I know exactly what time it is.
Always know when the sun is going to set.
So I'm not too worried about the sun going out anytime soon. So we're going at I would assume a somewhat brisk but not hasty pace.
Yeah, you're
Just wanna
just
get
normal, safe walking pace as you move along. Yeah. So you guys roll. You guys move on a little bit further. My page was that. And you guys are moving along another 10, 15 minutes. It's getting a little bit more dense as you get a little bit more in a little bit of forest that's in the area. And again, the main forest, the Hoffendal Wood, is actually north of you. But where you guys loop back around to the south, and there's patches of wood, and it's gotten a little bit more dense in this area. In the front, in the forest Rocky, I need you to roll another perception check. I want to check what your
Okay.
features are in your
So
favorite
I'll tell you.
terrain.
I'll tell you. You have favorite terrain type. Your proficiency bonus is doubled for proficient skills when you make an intelligence or wisdom check related to it.
Okay.
While traveling for an hour or more in your chosen terrain, difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel. Your group can't become lost except by magical means. You
Okay.
remain alert to danger, and you can move stealthily at a normal pace, all alone.
Okay. So go ahead and roll a perception check. And then you can add to that roll your proficiency bonus again. It won't do that automatically. At least I don't think it does, because it doesn't know that we're rolling it in your favorite terrain. So you'll hit the perception button where you're already a +4, and then you'll add to that to your score.
I rolled a 25.
25. Kaylee scampers across this area, and you look down, and you clearly see that it is a pit that is covered with some twigs and branches and some loose dirt. It was hidden actually pretty well, but with your role and with your understanding of the forest and the fact that goblins are very light and you are not, you know that this is something else that could have caused disaster. For you.
Everyone, be careful. There's a pit trap ahead, and then I point out exactly the dimensions of it so everybody can. And I say, "You goblin, this is strike number 2. You don't want to go to strike number 3."
Goblins play baseball.
I don't understand the reference.
This is what a strike is. And then I
Certain.
punch the goblin, but not too hard.
So you kick the goblin on ahead,
Yeah.
making Kaylee as uncomfortable as possible as you guys continue marching. And then as you get a little bit closer, I actually think I might have a picture of this. You get into a little clearing. I think I do have a picture of this. And if we do, I'm going to show it to you.
By the way, the way that I'm holding Kaylee is I'm pulling up on the rope, which, because her hands are tied behind her back,
Right.
essentially forcing her head down and her back hands up, and it is painful.
Poor Kaylee.
I mean, it's not cruel, but it's not comfortable.
So you guys are moving along, and then you come up to an area.
That was a psychedelic, farmland or something.
Right. Let me grab this and bring this over here. Using the power Macintosh. I'll just drop it here. So you guys come up to a little a cave entrance. It's been raining a lot the last previous days, so the rain is actually a little bit higher than what we see here. But it is dark inside the cave. And let me give you a view of that might be just slightly more appropriate to what I'm hoping this works correctly and doesn't give everything away. That would be great. It does. You can't see anything, right? This is exactly what I wanted. But
I immediately, as we get close, I say, "Goblin, if you raise your voice, you will lose your tongue. Now, quietly, tell us I think it actually did tell us how many that were in there before."
yeah, he said about 20, but you don't know if she's telling the truth or lying. You could do an insight check. I think you guys did actually.
Yeah.
But it's about 20 is what.
Yeah, we
David
did
said.
do. She wasn't. I don't think she was lying.
Yeah.
Hey, Kaylee, is it?
What?
Is there anything other than goblins that are maybe leading you, or anything that's not just goblins?
When you try to intimidate,
It's there's wolves and Kevin.
Kevin?
What is Kevin?
Who is Kevin? What is Kevin?
Kevin Bugbear. Kevin Big. I do not like Kevin. I
What-
like Brett.
And who's Brett?
Brett, Goblin leader.
And would I know what a bugbear is based off of my history?
Yeah, let's roll a nature check. Why not?
Oh, jeez.
I do.
You should.
Yeah, he's a goblin.
So I'm just gonna tell you what I know about bugbears. Bugbears are little bugs, and they're perfectly harmless because I rolled
That's a bed bug.
I rolled a nat 1.
Then Coin, let me tell you what a bugbear is. It's not little like this. It's bigger than any of us.
Oh, I
Got
must
20
have.
ears. It likes to wear like big pieces of wood for armor, and it's mean and nasty and evil. They're all evil. I suggest we get them to come out rather than us go in there.
That is a great idea. Let's do that.
Yeah, I love that. You guys, here's the big thing though. I'm like spent right now. Like I have no more big spells to use. So should we like go somewhere else and sleep for a little bit and then come back?
No, there's no time. The dwarf could die.
I don't like the idea of just letting all 20 of these things come out here because I mean, you guys have got, swords and stuff. I'm more of a sneaky kind of person, and I just don't see this ending well for me. I feel like it's better that we sneak inside.
Pele, you're misunderstanding. Just get in the corners. You can stay in the shadows. You can stay above the entrance. Look at it. It's perfect for you.
How do we know
jump on their backs?
How do we know that we're going to flush them all out? I don't think that's a good idea. I think our best bet is to go in and one by one methodically murder them all in their sleep. I think.
Let's not murder.
Not sleeping. It's the middle
Murder's
of the
bad.
day.
Yeah, but you're inside a cave. You don't know what time it is. Your sundials don't work inside the cave. It's a whole lot. I just don't think it's a good idea to let them know that
you guys are about.
This is what I do. I go out in the woods. I know this stuff.
You guys are about 50 to 60 feet away right now. So I know this is a close-up picture. That's the only shot I could get. Too many trees in the way. But you're not quite on this map yet. You're back a little ways, but this is sort of the view that you can see. And along this edge, you can see a bunch of trees that are there. What are you guys going to do? You're 50, 60 feet away. You've got Kaylee with you.
I asked Kaylee to draw a map in the ground of what the caves are like.
What would she draw that on?
Not in the dirt, with a stick.
Okay.
I'll cut one of her arms loose.
Okay.
And I'm also gagging her.
Okay.
With a cloth, just so she doesn't scream.
Right.
And I tell her in Goblin, specifically, draw me a map of the caves. Tell me where Kevin is. Tell me where the dwarf is.
I have a pen and paper. You want it?
I don't think a goblin would know how to handle a pen and paper.
It's fine if it's a stick. We can then draw.
Right. Roll a persuasion check for me.
Okay. 19.
19.
Fine.
So on the ground, how am I going to show this? On the ground, she draws the entrance to the cave that you can kind of see there. And she draws a line going sort of back and looping to the right. And she says,
Follow river to pond, to lake. Keep going around corner to get to Kevin. But right at the entrance, there are wolves in a side pen.
So she's drawing this curve that goes up right off to the side. She circles this area where she says there are wolves.
I tell her to say where all the traps are, like the 2 traps that she tried to lead us in.
Hmm. Water. They can release the water. And it will wash everything away, including you, you horrible people. Ah,
The wolves are in a pen, Kaylee. What do you mean they're in a pen? Can they not get out of the pen?
they're staked to the ground. If they're there, we take them out from time to time.
That's
And
what she told you.
I'd say if Pele, if you want to do a reconnaissance now that we have a map and kind of check it out and then come back out, that might be very wise. As
I
long as
like
you're not encumbered with a lot of noise.
I agree. I'll go. I like to sneak. I'll come back and tell you what's over there. And would you like me to flush them out too, or should I just come back?
I'd wait. Tell
Okay.
us what you know first, because if you flush them out, then they might get to you too quickly, and we couldn't help you.
Okay, then.
Real quick though, does anybody have meat in their rations? Is there meat anywhere in anybody's rations?
We just had generic rations. I'm going to say it's all spam. I don't know. It's just we didn't go into the detail of what exactly the rations
Yeah.
were.
Okay.
But it's a good idea.
So if we can say it's spam, then that's fine. So who can spare a ration to throw at the wolves, so we can sneak past them?
As a ranger, do I believe that that will work? If it's not fresh meat.
It's an animal, and they've been somewhat trained because they've got them, and animals like food. I think it would help. Realistically, I would probably have you do an animal handling check, because once you give them food, then you still have to try to make nice with them. But you would need to if they like the food, then you could roll at advantage, right?
I asked the goblin, are these wolves or are they vargs? Smart wolves.
What?
Are they smart wolves?
Ah, wolf.
Dumb
What?
wolves? Smart wolves. You are one dumb goblin.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ah.
Smart wolves. Like a smartphone. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'd say if anybody goes in, it should be Pele or the monk. Because the monk
I can
be
see in the
very
dark,
fast.
so I think I should go.
Yeah, but you've
You
got.
can see in the dark, but you don't have the problem is that you don't have
I can do a couple other things.
defend yourself.
I have can I say what cantrips are?
What can you do
Yeah.
without your
You
magic?
can you can say the spells that you can do. You can
Okay,
give a
so I do
description if you-
have some cantrip spells that I can use, you guys. I have acid splash, and I can hit 1 or 2 creatures with that. I have chill touch, which is pretty badass. I have fire bolt
It's an
and
ass that's bad.
I would save all of that because
Yeah.
you have no skills at walking in shadows like Pele or the monk.
Trying to
That's
figure
true.
out
That's true. All right. All right.
how does acid splash keep you from being seen?
It does not. I am very tall and I can see well, but I can't sneak, as far as I know.
How about I go sneak in, and I'll come back, and
What are
then
you gonna do?
I go too.
Let's find out if the map that this evil goblin has drawn is actually correct, or if he's lying to us, or if she's lying to us, and we need to break some of his bones so that we can
Right.
remember correctly.
I go too.
I say
Okay,
that.
just at least do my rations throwing and see if that works a little bit. See if that
We
helps.
don't need to talk to the wolves. We could do that
Oh.
later, don't you think? Like, we're just gonna go see what's over there. We don't even know if there's actually wolves in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Do not engage these creatures. Try to find a dwarf and find out the situation. And then I asked Kaylee, where is the dwarf being held specifically? With Kevin?
I don't know.
Yes,
We
you
just
do.
bring here.
No,
Kevin makes decisions.
No, you know. You remember where they put him. Where?
Maybe.
Poke. I poked.
Ow!
Do I need to do an intimidation?
No, you already intimidated him.
Okay.
Her. Hold on, I'm missing my notes here. Kaylee goes, I tell you, this Mac's supposed to be fast, but it is way slower than my 2014 Mac. She goes,
Maybe an Okek cool.
and you know that an Okek Cool is the eating room. So that's what you know.
Okay, well, where is does she point it out on the map?
Across from where the you had the hooky part where he said that Kevin was up here somewhere after it went around, and the wolves were here, points to this area up here. So kind of up.
Kaylee.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Finish your
sort
thought.
of on the left as opposed to on the right, but a little bit further in, maybe 10 feet more in or so.
Pele, do you need to light the map, or you've got all that in your head?
Well, so am I going through the whole thing, or am I just gonna?
Just go in as much as you can without getting attention. If you get attention, run. But we need to figure out what's going on with the dwarf.
So then I won't need a map because I'll be there in person.
Okay.
I could
Bad
write
idea.
it down. Why don't we, Monk, write it down? You write things for a living.
Monk has it in his head.
For those listening on podcasts, the monk just tapped his head as though he's to say, I have it all up here. Okay.
Okay, can we at least, first of all, can we at least, like, get prepared? If Pele comes back and there's something chasing him, we need to be ready to fight. So,
Absolutely.
Okay.
So what are the rest of us doing to get ready to fight if something happens?
I tie up the goblin, gag,
Okay.
basically hog tie
Okay.
on the ground. I pull out my bow. I lay down arrows on the ground, like sticking them into the ground so they're
Right.
easy to shoot if an enemy comes out.
So you guys are basically getting ready. I'm assuming you guys are all going to look for cover, like
Yeah.
behind trees, things like that.
Yeah.
If you can do any ranged attacks, that makes sense. So we'll just start you off about 50, 60 feet back from the entrance of the cave. All of you, at least at the beginning, you got plenty of time. So I'm going to say you can easily find 3/4 cover, which helps protect you from, it adds +5 to your armor class. If something were to come out, you would be in a position to A, surprise them, and B, in pretty good coverage because you guys are kind of planning an ambush of your own, so to speak, right? Is that the good idea? Okay.
Sure.
So you guys begin to walk up to the cave.
Dave,
Yes, my friend.
which way is the water flowing
Out of the cave.
out of the cave? And is it like fast flowing? Is it a heavy river? Is it a light trickle?
You can tell, all because of the rain, all of the water recently is heavier than it usually is. But if you look at this, where it's mostly still, it's flowing, and it's probably twice as wide as it. So in this picture, you can see in this area where most of it is where you could probably walk because it's rock. It's at the point where you maybe got a little edge along each side of maybe a foot, a foot or 2, 5 feet, maybe at the most, on one side or the other, and then the water's moving out relatively quickly. It's not crazy fast. It's not going to sweep you away. You can walk through it just fine, but it's a decent amount of water that's there. Not quite so still, because when I went to the realms and on the Fen Trail and took this picture, it was a beautiful day, as you can tell, but it's not so beautiful for you guys.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So as you guys are moving closer, it's Rampuri and Taylor are beginning to move a little closer. Let me see if I can get you guys on this map, because I'm gonna have to.
Can I tap Pele on the shoulder
Yes.
and say, guess what? I'm faster than you.
I don't think so, because I can swim faster than you, and we're going into a cave with a river.
I don't think it's deep enough to swim in, but
That's why I'm really
Flash
fast.
around.
it could be.
Why I'm fast in it. I can walk in it.
Is he like the Submariner, and like if he touches water, he gets super strong?
He gets super handsome when he touches water. I'm kidding. Okay, so
With that flash dance moment, and he whips
I'm
his hair
kidding.
back.
Pele's always handsome. Okay, so I've got you guys on the corner of the map, but you're actually back a ways. I just can't. This is the edge of my map, but you guys are beginning to sneak up, and as you're sneaking up, Pele is able to. Pele, let me have you roll a perception check.
Perception check. Where
Oh no, I'm sorry, Rampuri. I need you to roll it, not Pele.
15.
15. Pele is able to discern that in this area. Got it. There we go. See if this works. There we go. Pele is able to discern that there are some goblins hiding around the edge.
Hiding. Where are we?
You guys are both right here, and you've been able to.
I can't see where right here is. Is
Oh,
that?
I'm sorry. Right down here at the bottom.
Oh, God. Oh, I see us now.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So you have noticed that there are there we go. You have noticed that there are a collection of goblins in there, sort of like a little lookout area, a little blind.
And how far are we from our friends?
They are 50, 60 feet back. So they're just on this map right here because I don't have another place I could put them and I wanted them handy. You guys are actually right here as you guys are sneaking up. Each square is 5 feet, 5, 10, 15 feet away. You can tell that there's 3 goblins back in there.
Okay.
And you can also discern that their names are Lisa, Carl, and Keith.
Yeah.
All right, so we're like 20 feet. And is that like heavy foliage? Is that like heavy bushes or like it's not clear?
If they're looking through it, right? If they're looking through it, then they might be able to see out, because they're going to be up close to it, looking through the brush to see if anything's moving. You guys aren't really, you don't feel you're close enough because you look at the angles. There's a lot of twigs to make it through. So from what you can tell, they're not responding or acting in such a way as that you think that they would, that they know that you're there.
I think we should try to sneak past them. There's 3 goblins. Oh, by the way, Rampori, since you don't know this because you're fast and all that, there's 3 goblins in the trees. Just so you know, if you don't go running into the trees with all your speed and everything, because they'll fight. Okay, I think we should sneak by them. I don't think if we get into it right here, then the whole point of looking into the cave is out the window. So, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay. We should try to sneak by the goblins.
All right. Is that what you're going to do?
Unless anyone can put them to sleep, but even if we did bring Zankorin along, he's he's not really into the idea of putting them to sleep, so that we can anymore. So I think it's the best bet. I do have a sneak attack, but I don't think that I could kill them all at once.
If we put them to sleep, can you refrain from killing them? Like is that something that's possible for you?
I can't promise anything, honestly.
Will you be able to resist the urge to murder a helpless being in its sleep?
What about if I kill them on the way back out of the cave?
If they're conscious, that's fine.
Okay, it's a deal.
All right, let's get Zankorin and ask him to put him to sleep.
Compromise can be reached.
Look at this. This gives hope for, well,
America.
For America, and for the realms.
By the way, guess which side you're on, Taylor?
Oh.
Ooh. Taylor, remember we went over how to tell. We went over last week on how to tell if you're on the right side. You just look around and see if you're surrounded by Nazis.
Insurrectionists? What the hell am I doing with you people?
All right, so you guys gonna go find Zankorin?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go get the.
I'll go back and get Zenkorn.
All right. Tell him what you found.
And I'm going to tell Zenkorn that Pele has promised that he will not murder these goblins in their sleep. There's 3 of them up there. We need you to put them to sleep.
Absolutely not. I'm never using sleep again around any of you. Never. And anyways, even if I wanted to, I can't because I used those sleeps so we could to not kill them, and I used all of my spells so that none of this would happen, and now I don't have any more spells to use other than my very basic ones. So I'm spent just like Khandra, and that is all your guys' fault. And I just like turn around and put my arms in like a folded up and just humph.
Told y'all we should have slept first.
I go over to Zenkorn and say, I'm sorry I killed them.
I'm still angry at all of you.
Zenkorn, I am with you. What happened back there was wrong. And Rocky, will you also agree not to murder more goblins in their sleep or defenseless while you're with Zenkorn?
I'd wake them up first, but then I would take them out. I'd give them a chance, but they're still evil.
I have killed many goblins, and I expect to kill many more, Zenkorn. But I was also saved once by a goblin who taught me that every creature has a choice. As long as you give them a chance to make their choice, if you rob them of their choice, then you are the bad one.
I agree with that.
I get existential here, but they made their choice. They're sitting in a goblin blind with my fucking friend in their fucking cave. What? They made their choice a long time ago. It's not about it in the moment thing. This is
we need to stop talking and get our dwarf.
Well,
let's get on the move. Diplomacy has failed. Let's go. Come on.
Even if I could, and I agreed to that, which I agree with the monk, I don't have any spells to cast. I've used them all. So I can't cast sleep even if I wanted to.
Well, I suggest we take out these 3 before you go in.
Now,
Yeah,
just so
absolutely
you
need to take
guys-
out the 3.
Just so you guys know, when you are in a battle, if you take them out with a melee attack, you can always pull your punch basically and knock them unconscious and then tie them up. If you're using a bow or a ranged attack, you obviously can't do that because once you let that arrow fly, it's on its way to death and destruction, right? So
there's no thing as a blunted arrowhead or something where it just knocks them out, like a sock full of quarters or something. Just
if one of you guys wants to blunt an arrowhead, then you can take the time to do that and blunt any number of arrowheads that you would like to. Yes.
They've had probably 5 courses of this dwarf already. So if we want to get anything left, we need to get going.
Yeah, seriously,
Let's go.
If you guys can't get past these 3, I'm all for killing the goblins if they've made their choice. As long as we give them the choice, I'm okay with that.
Then get going.
There's no way they're not going to see you. That's their entire job is to stand there and see.
No, that's not necessarily
it's my job to not.
Hell is good at what he does. So is the monk.
Okay.
So the monk is going to walk over to the middle of the stream right in front of the goblins.
No, don't do that. No, don't. Just let me sneak up behind them. I can sneak up behind them and sneak attack them, and then they'll have the choice whether or not I'll get them before they turn around. They'll be awake. Then you can go and scream and let them all come after you, but don't make a big scene in the river. Oh, he's already there.
It's too late. I already made a big scene in the river.
He's already there.
So are you trying to attack? Are you trying to attract attention, or are you stealthing?
No, I'm trying to attract attention.
Okay.
Okay, so here's what here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to abandon the monk and I'm going to sneak around the whole thing and go towards the cave. I'm just not even gonna be seen.
All right, so he goes over there and starts hooting and hollering, and you dive into these bushes a little bit and wait for an opportunity?
Yep.
Let me have okay, so we're gonna have to do a couple of things here for fun. First, let's assume you've done both of this at the same time. Pele, let's have you roll a stealth check.
Okay, please be good. This is my whole thing.
This is your thing.
My whole thing. Stealth check is a whopping 24.
Whew.
Okay, awesome.
Cool.
So you roll on the ground, sneak over there, get into the bushes. As behind you, you're hearing Rampuri doing sort of a, I don't know, Indian rain dance or something in the middle of it. And let me have you roll for initiative, because
But
you
why?
know
We already know that they're there. I mean, my bow. I'd be firing at them.
you're 50, 60 feet away. You cannot see them. He's just told you they're in there, but you can't target them. They're behind all of this stuff here. They're basically full cover. They cannot be targeted by a ranged attack. An area effect spell, yes, but
Okay.
not a ranged attack.
Are all of us rolling for initiative?
Yeah, everyone's going to roll. You may not be involved in the first couple of rounds, but so everyone roll, and then I will go through and have you guys add stuff. And I am trusting that you guys have hit the initiative button. You've got numbers 0 to 5. What do you got?
I'm gonna regret this. 4.
Nice.
I'm bathing. My tunic is half off. I'm just
5 to 10.
Oh wait. My computer froze for a second.
Okay.
I'm going to initiative. Okay, where is it? Now I can't find it. There it is. I found it.
It's there.
Okay, I'm good. You can keep going.
Okay, 5 to 10. Shout it out. 10 to 15.
11.
15.
14.
Wow. Okay. 11 was Pele.
No, that was
Whoa.
me.
11 was
Zancorin.
Zancorin.
Yep.
Okay. Pele was what?
15.
And Tatiana was 14.
Yep.
15 to 20.
17.
20 plus. Did we get everyone? 20 plus.
23.
23.
Y'all suck.
Nice. Well, normally I would say that there should be a surprise round, but this is sort of an odd way. You've surprised them by not attacking them. So we're just going to go through initiative order at this point. They are well aware that you are there. They do not see Pele, and everyone else is 50 to 60 feet back. So the scene I will paint. The sun is shining. The leaves are dappling in the sun. Rampuri is suddenly bathing in a river, being absolutely ridiculous. You've seen Pele sneak off to the side, but now you can't find him anymore. And 50 to 60 feet away is Khandra watching this. What do you do? You're up. Your turn.
So, all right. So I see what's happening, and I'm like, well, Rampuri is about to get himself killed. So I'm going to go ahead and attack because that is what I do. And I am 60 feet away. Is that right?
Yeah, but you can't see them.
Oh.
What are you going to attack with? I don't know if you
I'm
have
going
any...
to attack with Acid Splash because
No,
they are
you're way too far away for that. Acid, because you would have to go 50 to 60 feet. I'm just going to say 60 so we can add this. 5, 10, 15. Yeah, so you're 60 feet away. So 30 feet gets you to the edge right here, right? So your movement gets you up to the edge. And then you can dash and do another 30 feet, but that would be your action. Or you can just, run up to get in range.
I'll run up to get in range, I think, because I need to. It's the only thing I can do.
All right.
And will I be able to see them from that spot?
No, they are still hidden. You just know that he's dancing. You don't even know. Well, you know there's goblins because you guys talked about it, but he's making a big fuss in the middle. So you know they're coming out. So you rush up to be nearby.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do? You have an action, which sometimes your action can be taking the dodge action. So in case something comes out, you can be ready for it. There isn't really a whole lot of cover that you can hide in here that wouldn't put you closer to the goblins. It doesn't seem like a great idea. But you can certainly, if you want to move your spot over to this side, over there, that's perfectly fine if you want to be there. I just randomly put you in a spot.
Does that give me any cover right there? If I'm
Depends on where they are, right? If they end up in this area, then no. If they end up here, then yes. So
Okay,
it can give you cover.
Yeah, I'll stay there then because I want a little bit of cover depending on where they go.
Okay.
And
then,
I don't think I have an action that would make sense, so I think I'm gonna just stay there. Yeah.
you could take the dodge action, which basically means you're ready. That means their first attack is at disadvantage. You always,
yeah.
it's basically you're ready for anything, right? You're not attacking, but you're gonna kind of put them at a little bit of a disadvantage as you are getting ready. You're basically
Yeah,
just setting
that's
yourself
my
up.
action. I'm doing that for sure. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, when you take the dodge action, you focus entirely on avoiding attacks until the start of your next turn. Any attack roll made against you has disadvantage if you can see the attacker, and you also make dexterity saving throws with advantage. So it's the best thing to take if you got nothing to do. Is basically get ready to have your ass beat. Okay. Next on the list is the wrong tab. Rocky.
I want to shoot Keith between the eyes.
You can't see them.
Well, then I'll move.
You can run in range. You're also off the board. 30 feet gets you anywhere you want on this row.
Well, if I know that they're to the right, why wouldn't I'll just go as close directly towards them.
Okay, so 30 feet gets you here. Do you want to do?
Can't I see through the woods at this point?
They have full cover. You can't target them.
Well, I've got my bow and I'm ready. Any movement.
Okay, so you could take the ready action. Where are you going to hold your ready action? Anything that comes into view?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would suggest like being over here because you got Rampuri in the way, and this is going to give you a view up to this area.
Sure.
That seem okay?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, so you've got a ready action for anything that comes out of there. You've got your bow ready. Perfect. From Zankorn's and Rampuri's point of view, they probably just want to come out and play bridge. So, it's going to be fine. There's nothing to worry about. Pele, you're hidden.
I would like to continue moving towards the mouth of the cave, like I said
All right.
I was going to do.
All right, let's roll a stealth check at advantage because Rampuri is gathering all the attention.
Okay. Let's see how
your range, ability to move, unless you have something, is halved when you're moving stealth. So you got 15 feet that you can go.
Okay.
And if you want to use your whole turn doing that, like dash stealth wise, then you can go 30 feet dashed.
I rolled another 24.
All right, awesome.
Could I sneak my first 15 and then decide?
Okay, so you're here. Your view as you look inside the cave a bit.
And I do have dark vision, so I don't know if that helps.
Why didn't that make it go away? Hold on. Oh, real areas. Oh, wrong button. Oh, that one. Sorry about that. All right, let me clear out the block of probably what you can kind of see there. So you see a little bit more. You're the only person that sees this from your angle.
Okay.
Because of the dark vision.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my action as I'm gonna sneak further into the cave.
Okay.
15 feet.
Where are you going? You remember how? You don't have your Roll20 up, right? Do you want
to? Hang on, let me wait.
Or you can just, you've only got like a handful of spots, 5, 10, 15.
So
any of these.
Okay. Is there any cover in the cave?
Right on this edge. You're hiding around this corner. You don't know what's in here yet.
Okay. Well, I would like to, sneak into the cave mouth and hide behind anything that I can.
Okay. So you come right here. And as you are right there, you kind of peek in. You're kind of in a nice little hiding spot there. You roll a 24, so that's keeping you pretty well hidden from anything that you see inside. But as you peek inside, you can see a couple of wolves in there.
Wolves in there.
And you're pressed up against the wall hiding. They do not notice you at this point.
Well, that's good.
They look like nice wolves.
Hopefully they can't smell me from my hiding place.
They don't seem to have noticed you. Your stealth roll was 24, so they're not noticing you as of yet.
I see.
Werewolves.
It's the wrong day for you to hide hamburgers in your tunic.
Right. This is not a hamburger tunic day.
I'm wishing I hadn't hidden those pancakes in my tunic from the hobbits.
The Hamburglar.
Okay, you've used your complete movement. You don't have any other action left. You're just there, pressed against the wall. That's it. Tatiana, you're up.
So I would love to move to my right as far as I can get.
Okay.
Underneath the goblins. Can I just go straight over to the right?
Sure.
So 30 is my...
This row you get for free. So you can start here. You can hide in any one of these if you want to.
Oh, so can I position myself directly underneath those two goblins?
Yeah. Yeah, you're kind of pressed into the woods there.
Okay.
Now you're only about, this is 5-10 feet away. So they're only 10 feet away from you, but it is thick brambles and woods. You can see them at this point. It would be hard to target them with a ranged weapon because of everything there. But you're close enough that you could. They would have a +5 to their armor class. They would be considered 3/4 cover if you wanted to try to fire something through there.
What about my breath weapon? Blue lightning. Blue lightning.
At that.
That might catch things on fire.
Let me see if your breath weapon is a ranged weapon. We're going to say all 5 by 30. It's a ranged weapon. You could do a ranged weapon through there. I'm sure there are dungeon masters that would totally disagree because you'd have to make it through there, but it's not a targeted weapon. It's a ranged weapon. It's a 5 by 30-foot line. So basically, it's going to be a straight line from you through Keith and then to Carl that you can aim. Technically, I think if you wanted to position yourself one over here, that would get you all of them. 5, 10, 15, 20 feet, and you can fire it how far? 30 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, they would all be in range if you wanted to do that.
I think, based on what we know about these evil little goblins, that the monk is in grave danger and I must protect him at all costs. So I am going to take a very deep breath and fire my blue lightning breath weapon towards the goblins.
All righty. So, not a lot of you can see this, but Condra's right next to you. Condra sees you just inhale and this lightning flies through and the leaves just light up with that blue daylight that, that electricity can make. And it sears through all of the leaves as you see this web of fast moving lightning fly forward and hit on the rock on the other side. I need to have them roll dexterity throws. So let me see what they've got. They got a +2 on that. Oh, thank you so much. And more wine. God, grab me more wine, more pizza.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. And a kitty. Okay, goblin number 1. I'm gonna see if I can roll them all at once, and they've got a. Oh, well, they're pretty. What type of saving throw is it? I know what it is, but I want you to help. I want you to learn. So look under breath weapon, and you can see what they have to roll in order to either get fully hit or avoid the damage.
Oh, okay. Saving throw equals 8 plus my Constitution modifier plus my proficiency bonus.
You know, it's easier if you look on your character sheet under actions because it actually adds it up for you. So
Oh, well, there you
it's
go.
11.
Oh, so I just need to roll that then, right?
No, they roll that to help avoid it.
Oh,
Right?
they roll it.
So it fires through Keith, and Keith is totally unaware, and you just see him, and then it goes through Carl, and Lisa is able to dive just enough out of the way to avoid the full impact. Let me have you roll the damage die, which is 2d6, and that's that same damage die, whatever you roll will apply to all of them.
All right. 6.
6. All right. So Goblin A takes 6 damage, which would be Keith in the way. Actually, Keith is here. Sorry. Keith takes 6 damage. Carl takes 6 damage. And you see them just blown back and, burnt to a crisp. And Lisa at the top is able to just dive out of the way enough that you can tell she got hit, but not near as bad.
Just singed.
Just singed. A little bit more than just singed. It was still pretty full on, but not as much as the
sizzled.
Yeah.
I think that's
I'm really into dragons, so I'm like, yeah.
So go ahead and mark off your little tick box by breath weapon.
Yep.
And Zancorin, your turn.
All right. Where am I? So I'm right there. That's where I ended up being.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let me.
Well, no, your first you get for free anywhere on this row. This is where you start for your 30 feet of movement.
Got it.
You get to hear this row.
Let me.
So wherever you want to be on that row.
So, hearing the lightning, I manage they just know we're here now. And knowing it's goblins, I shout out, I've seen more threatening geckos, and use vicious mockery. And vicious mockery is as long as they can hear you.
I don't know if you could actually hear my cat. But it is like...
Was your cat giving us vicious mockery?
My cat is vicious mockering you guys. Okay, so what is I gotta pull up vicious mockery. What does that do?
I unleash a string of insults laced with subtle enchantments at a creature. You can. Oh wait, I can see. I can't see.
Them, yeah.
Okay, so then let me move. If I move right.
Are they smoking now?
Let's see. If I move right here, can I see Lisa?
Yeah, I'm gonna say you can see. You can see Lisa through there.
Okay. Actually,
you're gonna see Keith first, right?
But Keith is. I see Keith dead.
Keith is not dead.
No. Okay. So yeah, I'll move 15 feet here, or 20, whatever that is.
15.
And I'll use vicious mockery on Keith. And that is a wisdom saving throw of 13.
And who are you targeting?
Keith.
All right. 18. Is there anything they get? Do they get a half damage or anything?
Nope. If they succeed, they just shrug it off.
So it hears this, has no idea what a gecko is, and it's just like, what?
And
still pretty wounded though.
That's no, on my turn right there.
All right. It is now Lisa's turn. Lisa is a little bit on the upset side. So Lisa also knows can't target any of you guys. So Lisa comes running out, runs there, doesn't really see much of anything, runs here, and is right in the line of Rocky. Go ahead and roll since you've been holding that attack.
Do I get any pluses?
No.
16.
16. Your arrow goes flying just over Rampuri, sinks deep into the chest of Lisa. Roll damage.
6.
Falls over. Dead.
Yeah.
Drop to the ground. I know there's an icon I can put on this that says they're dead because I'd like to leave them dead because... How did you guys mark them dead before?
You gotta right click? No.
Or status.
I marked them with their own blood.
With their own blood. I'm going to use that red dot.
Well,
So, this one, dead. I found it.
Yes, exactly.
Perfect. Okay, Lisa is now dead. Lisa's turn is spent dying. And now it is... I'm loving it. It's Keith's turn. Keith is not liking what's happening. You guys down below are shielded as well from each other. So he does his best to rip around the edge. Let's see what he does. 5. 10. 15, 20, because it's through a person. 30. Makes it his full movement on the edge. I believe they got 30 feet of movement. Let me double check. Yeah, 30 feet of movement. Pulls out a short bow. Looks at his nearest target, which is Rampuri, and unleashes.
Can Rampuri point out that he did know that this was a highly dangerous situation, and so he wasn't, frolicking without intent?
Well, while you are explaining the situation, much like Woody Allen, Keith comes around.
That was not a compliment.
Rampuri's just sitting out in the river like Bernie.
Keith comes around and fires a short bow at you and rolls an 18. What's your armor class?
15.
15. You see him leap over Lisa, not even paying attention to the fact that Lisa's been struck to the ground. Reach back behind him. Arrow flies over at you and right in the shoulder. I gotta roll damage. Damage on this is... roll. Oh, you lucked out. Only 3. Go ahead and mark 3 off. Arrow flies through and hits the top of your shoulder. The arrow kind of doesn't stick in you. It sort of flies off, but it's left a kind of a hole and ripped out the top bit of it, bleeding just a bit. Carl.
Can I holler? He has made a choice.
I listen, and I'm listening from the mouth of the cave at my partner in reconnaissance, screaming out in the river outside, thinking, I'm gonna fucking die.
Carl only makes it to there because of his angle. He really can't see Rampuri and targets Rocky with another short bow. Unleashes his arrow over Lisa's dead body. 19. 19 to hit. What's your armor class, Rocky?
I thought I had cover.
No, you're standing out in the open. That's the only way you could ready your attack.
My armor class. 15.
15. Arrow goes flying towards you. Oh, are you wearing armor? I think you're wearing armor.
Sorry.
Sticks in you. The arrow goes just deep enough that it's like, 3 damage. Rampuri, who rolled the lowest, you're up.
All right. Well, I'm gonna walk over. I'll move up to right in front of Keith.
You're gonna idly walk over while explaining, this was intentional.
Got you, suckers. And I will use my quarterstaff
Okay.
to attack him.
So I did a bunch of research on how I wanted to handle the quarterstaff because it's kind of weird. It's not officially a monk weapon, but they give it to you as a first choice as a monk weapon. So I'm going to say it's a monk weapon, and I'm going to stick with the rules that we had last time. If you use it one-handed, you can still use another weapon, which I consider an unarmed strike, another weapon, in your 2-weapon fighting, or as a bonus action, you can also use your unarmed strike. So if you for 2-weapon fighting, if you use your attack action and attack with a light melee weapon, which I'm going to count a quarterstaff for you as a light melee weapon, then your bonus action you can use as an unarmed strike, but you also have the unarmed strike attack that you're able to do it if your first attack is an unarmed strike. So you can attack with however you want.
Single-handed whack, and then I've got 2 unarmed strike. Or
You just have 1 unarmed strike, because the unarmed strike is a bonus action. That if you when you use an attack action with an unarmed strike or a monk weapon, you get an unarmed strike. And 2-weapon fighting is basically the same for you. When you take the attack action and attack with a light melee weapon, which would be the quarterstaff, for a bonus action, you can get another unarmed strike, but you can't get 2 of them. So you just get 2 attacks. You get your quarterstaff, and then you get an unarmed strike.
So so you're saying that even if I attack with one hand quarterstaff, then I still only get the one arm.
No matter what, you get your attack, and you get an unarmed and
so there's really
and
no reason to only do with one hand, because I might as well do it with 2. Correct?
No, because the 2-weapon fighting, it has to be a light weapon, and it's no longer a light weapon if you're using 2 hands, so you wouldn't get that. An unarmed strike, you have to use a monk weapon, which it only counts as a monk weapon using it as 1 hand. So they're basically duplicate right now. There's going to be a time in the future where it's going to be a little bit of both, but right now this is what it's at. Yeah. So go ahead and attack with quarterstaff against who's it? Keith?
Keith, yes. I rolled a 23.
Well, that was a lot of talk for a massive hit. Okay, go ahead and roll that.
And it's I'm trying to figure out which. I think it's that one.
It's just a button. Yeah, it's a big button. The 1d6 plus 3
is the one-armed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it 1d6 plus?
The 1d6 plus 3.
Sorry, one. Okay, let me reroll. 8.
8. This is Keith, right?
Yep.
Rocky.
Sorry. Okay. 8. So your quarterstaff comes down right across him, and you just see it sort of buckle his neck. He's like, and he collapses to the ground. He as well is dead.
Okay. So I already used.
You used
10 feet of movement.
10 feet of movement. Yeah, you've got some more movement that you can do.
So I could step through Lisa, so that I'm right next to Carl.
Totally. Hold on, let me mark this correct. I just gotta find the right buttons. Boom. Okay, yeah. So you strike him down, you leap over him, and you end up next to Carl. Unarmed strike. That's all you got.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll it.
25.
Wow.
natural or a critical roll.
Oh,
Critical.
okay. So when you hit the 1d4 plus 3 button next to it, right click it, double click it, depending on your user face of interface of choice, user choice of interface. Never mind. And hit critical hit and go ahead and tell me what that is.
Yo, Lev. 11.
11. 11d1. Your unarmed strike. You reach over, you pull back, and just clock just a clean blow right through his head, and you can feel in your fist its head just sort of collapse as the skull, it doesn't make a noise. He just flies up against a rock behind him and slumps to the ground.
Can I loom over him and say, wrong choice?
You may loom. Loom like the wind, my friend.
You just sound like Oddly when you say that, though.
What was that? I know. It's really
like
Rocky's line. It's Rocky's line, but
Well, I yell out to the whole group, y'all keep killing all of them, and I don't get to use my cool spells. God, leave some for the rest of us.
I think there's a lot of contra. I think we're...
David for the bugbears.
Okay, you have got, this is how you guys are set up right now. You've got 3 dead goblins. Pele, you don't know where he is because he was being stealthy. Everyone else is in these positions. What do you guys want to do?
I'm running. I switch from bow to 2 short swords and run up along the left-hand side.
Okay.
The cave. So, if somebody comes out, I still will have an advantage over them.
Okay.
I'm sort of keeping to the wall, expecting somebody to come running out.
We're not in combat now, so everyone can kind of speak up. Just tell me where you want to go.
Gonna keep sneaking into the cave and leave the wolves alone.
I'm gonna cautiously follow after Pele.
Okay.
You cautious? Can we take a bio break, by the way?
Yes, let's take a bio break right now. And yes, let's take a bio break right now. And hi, everyone. We'll be back in just a few minutes after we take a bio break, which is kind of a weird phrase, but that's what we're going to do. So, all right, come back in 5 minutes, refill your wine. We'll go from there.
Thank you.
Awesome. Just change the music a little bit. Why not? Hey there. I noticed everyone's gone except for Zancorin and Mandy.
I'm back.
But if you're watching, go to shop.legionm.com. And I don't know if there's a comment spot on there or not. but leave like nasty notes about there not being any Legion D&D merch available yet. Because we want the More You Roll t-shirt, right? And I was thinking we could spell roll both ways, R-O-L-L, which makes the most sense, but also R-O-L-E, because it's
Yes.
a role-playing game.
Oh.
So we could go both ways.
Oh. Mhm.
Or we can actually have a t-shirt that says the more you roll, and then underneath it says the more you roll, different
Like little
spelling,
parentheses.
and then it says I swing both ways.
Yes.
Is that appropriate? I don't care.
It is. It is
totally appropriate.
wildly appropriate.
You just made Mandy's day.
You did. You really did.
I like it. Right.
I'm so in.
I thought we
Oh
were gonna
my
have the
God.
shirts designed. What's the deal?
Hey, by the way, you know what I just realized is that Critical Role is actually on live
Yeah.
right at this very moment.
Right.
They're on every
and they have-
Thursday in the evening.
Right.
They have 63,000 people watching right now. And
Oh, that's
we
it?
have 64,000 people watching right now. So
Right.
I
So
think
that's good. That's good for us. Yeah. I
We're
think
we're clearly better than Matt Mercer and team.
right. Right. I mean, when I look at the difference between Matt Mercer and myself, I think to myself, if we were like to have a DM standoff, he would win sometimes and then I would lose the others. So
Exactly.
sort of how we work on that. We're not trying to be the world's best because they are a very talented group of actors and all. We're just trying to have fun and introduce all of the Legion M fans to all of the Legion M people.
Yeah.
You know what?
Right.
Yes, I mean, really, I'm just in it to play.
Right.
But I'm really I only stay working at Legion M so I can keep playing on the D&D team. That's that's really what I'm
Obviously.
Jeff's here, right?
I hear Jeff.
Critical Role is fine if you like people that know how to play the game or do smart things,
Or can do voices.
Or can voice
whatever.
Or can
interesting to watch.
Right. People that But if you just want to hang out with a group of incompetent friends that make you feel like, I can succeed in this world as they can.
Legion D&D is for you.
Welcome to our world.
I have a slightly funny story about how desperately I've wanted to play D&D.
Oh, wait, you froze a bit. What?
How desperately I've wanted to play D&D.
Okay.
And
wait, hold on. Does it? I just want to warn the audience. Does it involve nudity?
Never. When it comes to me, never.
Are you a never nude?
Pretty much.
Okay. Condor laughed so hard that we all know there's a story there, and now I want to know what it is.
It's not really a story. I mean, I don't know how deep you want to get. Like, we can get super deep.
Want to do this now.
No, but before I started playing my first campaign, and I knew I was going to be playing my first campaign, I created 4 characters. And like I pretty much went throughout the entire thing. I created their backgrounds. I created who they were, and all I was doing for days is just creating characters. And it was just like the best thing in the world.
And when was this? How long ago was this?
This wasn't very long ago. This was 3 years ago. I've just spent so much time wanting to play.
One of my favorite things is character creations. Yeah. I have a number of characters waiting to be introduced with various backgrounds and personalities that I find them delightful.
Once I die or we finish the campaign, I want to show everybody the story, the background that I created, and the kind of just like the character that I've put myself in.
Well, I mean, once you die, you might get voted. You have to get we'll be down to 5, right? So we'll have to get a majority vote for them to bring you back. So
yes.
They may vote you off.
They might. Off the island.
Yeah.
Island.
We don't do that. Oh, one day we hope to have special guests on. I don't know.
Yeah, like Matt Mercer. Or...
No. We're looking for incompetent people.
If we can't find
incompetent people, then we want incontinent people.
There you go.
Either way.
Bad news bears of D&D.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, yes. That's the t-shirt.
This
Legion
is the
D&D,
t-shirt.
the bad news bears of Dungeons and Dragons.
You missed the other T-shirt. The was
Huh?
the monk on? Was Jeff on at the time?
I don't believe the monk was on.
So, because the more you roll, you can spell that both ways. Roll and
Mhm.
ROLLRLE, like for role play.
Oh.
So it was going to say both. The more you roll, we swing both ways. So we thought that'd be cool.
That's hilarious.
Very enlightened.
Right. Very enlightened.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, I don't know if everyone's back because all we have is an image. Oh,
Pele.
there he is.
My
Hello.
bio break was getting chips and salsa. Chips. See this massive chip right here? That's a great
I
chip.
know. See,
That's
you
just-
need a green screen because with a
Yeah,
green
there's
screen,
actually a. Oh, there it is.
I know. I noticed that it wasn't.
with the green screen, you get your hands back, which is the
Magic.
most important thing to me because I would wake up with nightmares. If you don't have a green screen, you have to do your hands in front of your face. But I can hold up a bottle of wine, and it's there, and it's kind of cool. I love the green screen. It's kind of cool.
My wine bottle. It's great. It's great.
Right. Yeah, you've lost your whole arm, so that's upsetting. And we're convinced, Terry, that if you got a green screen for only like $100, then even your crappy computer could put on the background and make it
Could
seem like you
work.
were in the same room with us.
Yep.
I'm gonna make
Green
an
screen have
even
to be-
cooler. Wait, I'm not gonna make a cooler background. Who's the art person?
Taylor. What?
Pele.
Pele.
Where'd you go?
Taylor has promised to make beautiful backgrounds for us that have the Legion D and D banners up there, and a Legion M banner, and promotions for upcoming movies and
Yeah,
shows.
he told me also he's
all
gonna do
live,
a
right?
a
We
full
can do
on
video backgrounds.
yeah, it was a full on video intro, and he's gonna like go just like a 5-minute intro of just each character. Yeah.
One day we're gonna show up and he's gonna just wow us. We're gonna have this amazing Twitch background and all the YouTube stuff is gonna be up, and he's gonna have this thing where he shows up and does a director's commentary for some person that's like really meaningful, and it's gonna be awesome.
I agree. What I'm looking forward to most is the theme song, Taylor.
Right.
Ah.
D&D.
Right. I don't know how
Yes.
you are with music, but that would be great. Welcome back, everyone. If you
Oh, let me transition.
left, or if you were on a podcast and it only took a couple of seconds. Speaking of which, the beginning and the middle and the end little announcements, I'm the only one that has recorded those, and I'm looking at you, team, to record your own things of like an intro to a podcast or an exit from a podcast. I believe I sent you. I think I tweeted you on this or something. I think I sent information digitally to you so we can get a recording of everyone doing it. So it's just not me.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either, but I'm down for it.
Yeah. So each of you should record something, that's like an intro. Go listen to our podcasts that are on all the podcasty places and listen to the beginning of it, and you'll hear a pre-recorded little drop of me saying something. And then there's one in the middle that's like, hey, we're taking a break or whatever, and then one at the end. But we edit out the whole break, so in the podcast, because nobody wants to listen to bio break on the
Unlike the rest of it.
unlike the rest of it, which everyone wants to listen to. Speaking of what everyone is waiting for, before we move with Pele wanting to move further on, let's figure out what you, Chandra, Tatiana, and Zancorn are doing. I don't want to leave you at the bottom of the screen.
So I need to go. How far can I move right now? I can only still go my 30
Right now
feet?
we're not in battle, so you can
Okay.
kind of move yourself up wherever you want to.
Okay, so if I go if I cross the stream and go to those other trees across the way, do I have any kind of cover where I can still kind of see the opening?
Yeah, you can. Maybe if you stayed there, I'd give you half cover.
Cool, I'm down with that. Let's stay there. Thank you.
Okay, half cover there. Tatiana.
If I were underneath the trees where Lisa has departed,
Fallen. Yeah.
has fallen, is that a good vantage point to the cave?
You could probably peek around the corner from here. Yeah, why not?
All right. Is there
Yeah.
cover?
Or Yeah, you've got a little bit of cover right here. I'd say you could get half cover there.
Half cover?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna hang out right there and see what's going on with everybody.
All right. Zancorin.
I am going to move. Let's see. I'm gonna move probably
He's not really sure. He's going back and forth.
right around there.
All right. You can stand on top of the dead people if you want.
And Corin, I thought you respected the dead people. What's up with that?
They're just meat at this point.
Goblins aren't people.
They made their choice.
They made their choice. And I am going to. I'm going to take out my pan flute, and I'm just going to kind of silently and eerily start playing an eerie kind of song.
Eerie
That was
flute
not the time.
I move straight up to Zancorin and I slap that pan flute out of his hands and I say, what the beep? Because, we don't know who's watching.
Right.
Do you want them to come?
You know, we can edit this in post.
Oh, good.
We won't.
Taylor will just fix it in post.
We don't have the bandwidth to do that. Dan gave his 2 weeks notice.
You wore out, Dan.
Right. Just now. So
I slap that pan flute right out of his stinking hands and say, nope.
Did we roll on that? Is
Nope.
that something we roll on? Or is it just, yeah, she can probably do that because she's twice your size?
Roll to see if you break it.
I mean, I am nimble.
All right, go ahead and roll an acrobatics. What would it be? Roll an athletics check again. Dexterity. Both of you do a dexterity roll against each other.
Just a straight dex?
Straight dexterity roll.
Okay. 6.
8.
Hey. Zancorin sees the blue dragonborn's claw coming, and deftly turns to the side out of the way. Still playing. Carries a beautiful tune. I would also like to point out a couple of things about dragonborns. Well, I've just mentioned blue dragonborns. Is Terry, who plays Tatiana, had made a Hero Forge character with these giant dragon wings. Dragonborns don't have dragon wings. They just don't have wings. But if you really want wings, I am perfectly fine giving you vestigial wings. little thing right there on the back. If you would like, that's perfectly fine. Yeah. And dragonborns, just so you know, they are hatched from an egg. So they are not born like mammals. They are born like reptiles.
Adorable.
Yeah. I'm not really sure how that works yet, so we'll have to, if it comes up, we'll research dragonborn mating rituals. But for now, Zancorin is still playing an eerie pan flute. I am pretty certain that if there was mating going on, you would need some sort of like acrobatics, athletics, or dexterity check just to survive the incident. I'm pretty sure that's how it works with dragonborns, but I'm not sure. All right, Zancorin is playing eerie music. Tatiana, I'm assuming, has gone back into her hiding. Pele, what are you wanting to do?
I would like to continue sneaking into the cave, please.
Okay. Let me have you roll again.
Okay, for stealth or what?
Stealth,
or at this point, does it even matter? Like, do I just walk in or?
No, it's up to you. You can just walk in, or you can you can do what you want.
That all the ruckus outside has not brought any bad guys to the front of the cave. So
no, not yet. And your view, that did not work. I was supposed to get a view here for you, so let me see this. You've got dark vision, so you can see up a little bit further. Everyone else can't see this far up, just Zancorin. But so far, it seems to be matching the drawing of Kaylee, who is tied to a birch tree right now, 50 feet away. So
I wouldn't know. The monk told me he'd memorized the map, so I'm just going in blind, I guess. Okay, I will. So I need to roll a stealth check. You say? Okay.
And then
hopefully.
tell me which way you're going. I don't know if you were going to go straight or if you want to go into this little cave.
I would like to go. You mean on the right, the cave with the wolves?
The cave with the wolves, yeah.
No, I'm gonna skip the wolves. Thanks. I'm gonna go down deeper.
Wait,
into
what'd you roll?
I haven't rolled yet.
Well, you know, if our slogan is the more you roll.
Oh boy, I rolled an 8. If only I hadn't been distracted by all the bullshit going on outside.
Outside, you sense lightning, a pan flute, a couple of other things going on.
Screaming.
You take a very sneaky step forward. On the plus side, you are able to see the rest of the room, which is really nice. And you can see there's a little bit more in there. And on the bottom side, all of a sudden you hear.
Good doggies. Dogs. Good dogs.
There are 3 wolves in there. Boris, Crooks, and well, I don't know what his name is. I gotta find out. I named him Arnold. Boris, Crooks, and Arnold, named largely because D&D Beyond, when you have multiple characters, names them A, B, and C. So I got Arnold, Boris, and Crooks, so I know which one to target. But they are growling at you and lurching against these chains that they have in order to try to break free because they see you and they're anxious to do that. But they seem to be holding right now.
Can I?
You can keep moving. You can, but you've attracted their attention.
Well, rations.
I'm going to let everyone
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna let the others deal with the wolves because their chains are holding. So
perfect.
Right? Why bother? I'm not going to pet them. They're wolves. So okay, I would like to continue into the cave as far as.
So you move up here. You're able to see just a little bit more from there. Over here on the left is just this embankment of rubble that has fallen down. It looks like you could climb up there. It's steep. It goes up, I'm going to say a story or so. You can kind of see from your angle that it goes up maybe 5 feet or so and then flattens out. You don't know what's beyond that. That would be this little teeny, this little teeny tip right here. It looks like it's kind of flat, but it's fairly steep if you wanted to try to climb that. Or you can, now that you're at this corner here, you can see a little bit more. Let me have you roll a perception check.
Perception check. I will do that. It's a 13.
13. You notice up ahead that there's a bridge up high. It's probably about 10 feet up from where you're at. And that's just all you see is a bridge up there.
Okay. May I try to climb the embankment?
Yeah, if you want to. You can certainly try to climb the embankment.
Just real quick, as he's doing that, I am just going around collecting as many rocks. I'm going to take a break from my pan fluting, and I'm going to grab a bunch of rocks and just start casting a light on all of them. I just want to grab, like...
How many lights can you have at the same time?
It's not a concentration spell, and it lasts an hour, so I imagine... I don't think it gave me a...
One object is no larger than 10 feet in any dimension. Until the spell ends, the object sheds bright light in a 20-foot radius. The light can be colored. Spell ends if you cast... The spell ends if you cast it again.
Oh, damn it. Never mind.
Okay. As an action.
Well, then I'll just do one. And I'll make
one.
it...
Okay, you've got a glow rock, which is very exciting. So you've got a glow rock with you on the outside, and you were going to try to climb the embankment. So you can if you want. So you're going to try to go up here to the left. Sorry if I can get it up this thing.
That's where I'd like to go.
5, 10, 15. Okay. So you start to move up it, and let me make sure I can get you moved. You get 20 feet here, and you start to move up a little bit to about here, but it's taken you a lot more effort to get there. And that'd be the end of your movement. You're just below this area that you see here. And what you can tell is there is a flat area. Oops, no, there's not. There is a flat area that you could, it looks like you could potentially stand on. But it's you haven't reached it yet. Your head's like poking up, and then again it's another embarkment up about another 5 to 10 feet up above that, and then you see it's sort of flat up there. So you can see as you poke your head up, you can see sort of like this. I know I'm not doing this too fair, but I'm trying to make it so it's correct from what your angle is. So that's I don't you can't see it all. So this is what you can see there.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's the end of your movement that you have. I don't think you can ready. I don't think you can dodge. You're just trying to hang out and make sure that you're okay. Okay. We're gonna keep I don't know what we're gonna do. Who wants to go next? We're not in a battle, so you guys can sort of decide.
I had said I wanted to follow Pele into the cave.
Okay. Are you gonna stealth in, or are you gonna walk in?
Don't alert those dogs. They'll bark.
I'm gonna be stealthy.
I don't think you guys know about the dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
do.
you guys don't know about the dogs.
Yes,
so,
we do. We were told.
Oh yeah. You know there's stuff. You're right.
About?
You're totally right. So you get close. You're aware, Rampuri, that there are animals in this room over there. Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
23.
23. Okay. That's 5, 10. You just want to go straight ahead? 15.
Yeah, I want to go to right next to Pele.
You can't make it that far. I know you have 40 feet, but being stealthy halves your movement, unless you have something that says it doesn't.
Yeah. Is he not considered still in forest?
That only affects you. That's not everyone. You're in a cave now anyway, so I don't think Rampuri has the ability to. You do have a mobile. Your speed increases by 10 feet, which is already counted when you use a dash action. Difficult terrain doesn't cost you. No, you don't.
Dash, right? I mean,
yeah, you can take dash if you want and go another 40 feet or 20 feet in regular terrain stealthing.
So I've gone 20 so far. So I'd like to go 10 more to stand right next to Taylor.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
15.
Okay. As you are at this corner, you and only you notice up above, looking on the bridge, you see a goblin that is keeping watch. It doesn't look like they have noticed you. You don't exactly know whether they have or not, but it certainly didn't look spooked from before. So Rampuri may not have triggered its notice as of yet.
Dave, where did the goblin say that the dwarf was being hung?
They did. Kaylee said that she did not know that maybe the eating room, which was off to the left of this area.
Sure.
But you guys are kind of unaware. Based on that conversation, though, Rampuri and Pele are assuming they're headed towards the eating room, going up this direction.
All right, I'm gonna stick with Pele.
Okay, are you gonna
One
stay
step
just
behind him,
right below in this spot?
Yep.
Okay.
I think there might be something back behind us, to the left side. But I don't know. Just makes me wonder.
What, in this area?
Makes me curious. I wonder.
Right. I mean, you can't see it. That's the whole point.
No,
right? No
I
idea what is there.
Did you see anything? But I didn't.
Yeah, Rampuri memorized the map, so.
Rampuri, I'm going to ask: Are you letting Pele know about Sandy? You're close enough. You can talk. You can whisper to
yeah.
him.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. There's a goblin over there.
Is he asleep?
No. It's a girl, too.
Good for her. How do you know?
Her name is Sandy.
Have you ever seen There's a boy named Sandy in that show.
Ah, good point.
Alrighty. Who you're still not in combat. You've evaded so far. Arnold, Boris, and Crooks. Rocky, Zankorin, Chandra, you guys want to do anything?
Yeah, so oh, go ahead, Rocky.
I was going to edge in along here. I'm not going to go beyond my sight. You know, if it's too dark, I'm not going to keep going. But I want to head around here and see what's in this direction.
All right. You can make. You're just going to want to head to here.
Yeah, can I use stealth?
Yeah. Where do you want to go? Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Okay, hold on. Uh, 19.
19. Okay. You're being stealthy. Do you want to go anywhere else? It's dark. It's hard for you to move. The entrance of the cave is not. You can see into, I'm going to say, this area just fine.
Well, what's
Right.
to the left? Right,
The left?
Yeah.
Oh, here? Just a wall. Let me reveal the wall for you so you know. There we go. There's our wall so you can see that. Yeah,
Okay.
that's just the wall there.
I mean, can I, like, while being stealthy, sort of spy out how secured these dogs are, whether they're making noise?
They seem to have settled down. You don't hear anything. You did hear some stuff a little bit earlier. Are you going to just get to this area here?
Yes.
Okay, you peek into the room. Roll a perception check. It's dark, so roll a perception at disadvantage.
A perception check. Disadvantage?
Yeah.
I rolled an 11.
All right. You glance around the room. There's a little bit of light that is trickling. This is again just sort of a flood of debris that's in there. You can't really tell what it is, but it does sort of rise up in the back. And there's a little bit of flickering light coming down from there, as though a little ways away, maybe there's a fire or something like that. And it's just enough light that it lets you see the wolves that are in there. And you can see 3 of them. You can't really tell what's behind them. It just looks like rubble. And the room is relatively empty. It looks like they're still chained up, but you can't tell.
Does it make sense as a ranger and a fighter? The question I have is whether it makes sense to me to swap out my short swords for my bow. In other words, is there enough distance where I could safely get off a couple of shots at them before they could do anything?
So your bow is at disadvantage within 5 feet. So if they're more than 5 feet away, which they all are, you would be able to target them. Because it's dark, you're also going to be at disadvantage. So you could fire a bow at one of them, but it would be at disadvantage.
No, it doesn't seem to make sense. Since
If only you had a glowy rock.
Yeah. I'm gonna like peer out and go, glowy rock.
Glowy rock, man. Zankorin, what are you doing?
Why?
Why? Well, it's kind of my role to ask the players what they're doing at various points within the campaign.
I need a glowy rock to see these evil wolves.
And what are you gonna do?
Right now, you are standing in front of 2 dead goblins. 3, really, depending on the angle that you're looking.
I look at the rock.
I'm trying to save the dwarf.
Fine. And I hand him the rock.
Okay, so you go up here?
Yeah.
And hand it to him? Okay, so you go up, hand him the rock. You've got a glowing rock in your hand, Rocky. I'm trusting that you've kind of got it behind your back, so it's not
or
Not.
closed. It's all closed up. Um, I'm wondering, so I could get a little bit more distance. Do you think I could get 2 shots off if I was up against the wall? Or they could rip off there if they're assuming that.
Well, I mean, right now they're chained, right? So as far as you know, they
Yeah.
can't go anywhere. You don't know you don't know how strong the chains are. You don't know how long they'll last. And it's dark. So, it would be the normal dynamics of it. You would, I'm assuming you would toss the rock in so you could see.
Yeah.
And then you would step out and initiative would start. You would have a surprise round. And then it would actually start. But whether you got 2 in a row depended on how they rolled and how you rolled.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to do anything quite yet.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything?
Yeah. Is Ancorin still at the mouth of the cave, or did he go back?
Yeah. No, he's still at the mouth of the cave.
All right.
Until he says
Well,
otherwise.
I'm a little bored. I'm not a super patient person, so I am
Is this
going
true in real life as well?
1000%.
Okay, I am just checking.
I love it. My coworkers are laughing because they all know it's true. So I am going to just have a bit of fun. I'm gonna go kind of closer to Zancorin. I'm kind of walking up to him, and as I'm kind of walking up, I'm gonna cast Friends on Zancorin.
Okay.
And
hold on. Hold on. I got it. You gotta cast it.
Okay.
Can you? Yeah. It's at will. Awesome.
It's a cantrip. Yeah.
Yep.
So because I'm just annoyed with this little shit, and so I'm going to very just casually cast Friends.
Okay.
Friends, if you will. That's my spell.
Right.
Does the theme from Friends start?
Yeah.
I was told it's copyrighted. So, although I will say this, why is it that every politician at a campaign rally can play whatever the hell they want to and get away with it, and we can't?
Oh, they license it.
No, they don't license it.
I looked it up. They license it. For the
No,
like the people who used like there was a few times those politicians used those songs, and the people came out. The artists were like, no, I did not tell you that you could use my song.
Right. And then they just used it the next time.
License them. That's crazy.
Well, Biden did.
Well, they should, but other people don't. So
there it is.
They could be sued for it unless they pardon themselves, which they didn't. This is all hypothetical. Okay,
right.
so you have cast spell.
I've casted Friends on Zancorin.
Okay.
And I go up to him and I say, "Hello, darling. Can I please have your pan flute? I just want to see it for a second."
All right. Do a persuasion check.
Okay. He has to roll a charisma check, doesn't it?
Yeah, you'll roll a.
roll
you roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
And it's going to be against his charisma check.
Okay.
That's a saving throw, right?
You're saving. Well, it's going to be a head-on-head one because she doesn't have a standard. There's not a standard like spell value or save against it. He gets disadvantage. So
okay, I just roll normal.
You roll normal persuasion check.
Okay.
What's yours?
I rolled a 14.
14, and then you roll charisma check at disadvantage, Zancorin.
Charisma. Okay, give me. Not a saving throw.
Not a saving throw.
Okay. That's. Wait, it's right down here. So that is I rolled 2 18s, so a 21.
All right, 2 18s. So he's saying,
not so much.
It's up to you. You can say what you want. You have not been persuaded by the friends.
This is a pan flute that someone very dear to me gave me. I can't. I don't let anyone take it. I'm sorry. You can look at it, but I don't trust anyone to hold on to it.
So this lasts up for a minute. So can I keep trying to persuade him?
I'd give it another shot. Why not?
Okay.
I turn back and go, "What are you guys doing? If you want to be helpful, just go blast
Stop
them
it,
out
Rocky.
of the hall."
Rocky, just stop it. Just don't annoy the dogs. And Corin, I just want, it's just so pretty. Let me just see it for just a quick second. You know, I'll give it right back, I promise.
All right.
Okay, roll. Go ahead and roll again. But since it's your second chance, I'm gonna have you roll at disadvantage, and
Me?
he rolls at advantage. Yes, same rolls.
I roll at advantage.
You roll straight roll. Sorry,
Straight
you
roll,
roll at
okay.
straight roll. She rolls at disadvantage.
Dang it, 10.
A 7.
All right. What happens?
Okay, I'm going to take it, turn around, and walk back to my spot and put it in my bag.
All right.
I let the chaos in me reign. I throw the rock into the middle of the monk.
Okay.
And light it up and get ready to
Rock
fire.
goes in the room. It lights up. Let's roll. Cause it's the more you roll. I gotta go back to my encounters here. Let's have everyone roll initiative. I don't know who's gonna be involved in it, but I need to get everyone's roll because the way that this darned thing works is it makes it where I can't add you later. So I need to get everyone in it first. So everyone roll and
Are we rolling at advantage because you told me that I would surprise him?
no, a surprise means you just get a surprise round to begin with. So it's just a normal initiative roll.
Okay.
So everyone roll initiative and 0 to 5.
Me, I had a 3, which sounds
3.
about right.
Right. I mean, you are outside the anyways. 5 to 10. 10 to 15.
11.
13.
14.
Wait, who said 14?
Pele did.
Well, say it in your voice. I'm not always
Oh,
looking at the screen.
14.
14. And who said 11?
I said 11.
Okay.
And Zancorin's 13.
15 to 20? 20 plus?
The monk. Critical roll 23, yo.
Ooh. This is how the monk talks now. I love it. Condra?
Someone please clip that.
Condra, what'd you get?
21.
21. What is your, Condra, what's your dexterity?
My dexterity is +3.
Okay.
Is that, or should I say 16? I don't know what those numbers mean.
It doesn't matter which one. I can compare either. Okay, cool. All right. So this is the first surprise round. Rampuri and Condra would. Okay, that sound effect. That was the cats. Rampuri and we've got this tiny little Persian cat who has an attitude, and this giant Himalayan that is literally 3 times the weight of the other one, and the Himalayan is scared to death of the little one. Power of the small. So woo!
That's a heart.
Light goes in, place lights up. Rampuri is kind of out of the way. I'm assuming you are surprised and don't know this happens. Condra, you are out of the way. You're surprised as well because he just said he did this. The only other people that's not going to be surprised is Zancorin because he saw it happen. Goblins, not goblins. Why am I at goblins? This is the wrong one. Damn it.
Whoa.
One day I'll get good at this.
You're
More
so
like
good
Not
at
this day.
We think you're the best.
Oh, thank you for having a limited exposure to Dungeons and
Titan.
Dragons.
Also, very good Lord of the Rings reference. That was a very deep cut, and I'm very into it.
Right, we did. I mean, we did it right there. We just watched it this weekend, and most of the time, my daughter has changed her ringtone for messages, which, of course, being a tween, she gets all the time. And now, instead of it being a beep, it says potatoes.
Yes.
It is so awesome. Okay, if any of you guys remember, I'm going to ask your name and then tell me what you got because I got to backfill this because I did it wrong. Zancorin, what was your score? Your initiative?
13.
13. Rocky, 11.
I got an 11.
Rampuri, 21.
23.
23. Pele,
14.
14. Tatiana was 11.
No. Oh, no. I was a 3.
Oh, silly me.
3.
And Condra, you were a
21.
21. Okay, cool. Okay, now I will start this. Okay. All right. Rampuri and Condra are surprised on the round as well. The wolves actually go next. They stand up, they look at the rock, they're like, but they're surprised, so they don't get to do anything. They start tugging against their chains, but they're right now they're aimed towards the rock, right? They're not really seeing much of what's going on. But you can tell as they're jerking forward that it looks as though, as you glance over at them, Rocky, that they've pulled it like more loose than you thought they could. It's like they've jerked it free just a little bit.
Their backs are to me right now. Because they're looking at the rock, which is thrown behind them.
Those are avatars, so they're definitely facing you. Yeah, they're facing out and no, okay, we can say they're facing the other way. It's a surprise round, anyways. Pele, yeah, you're way out of this. Zancorin, you're aware of what happened. Do you do anything?
Well, so I guess this is a point of clarity.
Point of clarity brought to you by Zancorin Elders.
Well, this is more of a question. So she casts friends on me. That lasts for a minute. And that pan flute is very dear to me. And I would want it back. So now,
not for a minute.
But not for a minute.
Yeah, there's at least 45 seconds left.
And you may get hostile toward me, but you may not.
I'm gonna let you decide how you respond. But
I know my response.
Right. Well, keep it secret.
I will.
Let's let the audience of one wait with bated breath, and that breath is singular. It's an audience of one.
I am.
No one's trying to be your friend. You're just involved in this right now, so you see this happening. He's tossed the lighty rock.
I am going to hold my action.
Okay. Are you gonna ready or do anything like that?
I'm just gonna. I mean, do I need to ready vicious mockery?
You can. If you see a wolf enter your view, then you can fire it as soon as they enter your view.
Yeah, I would say if I see either a wolf or Sandy, or not Sandy, but any goblin that might be coming from the cave.
Somewhere else, yeah. So you're just like looking up and you've got it ready. So if anything comes in your sight, you're going to launch it right away. Yes, that is exactly a great thing that you can do. You always want to do something on your turn because you don't want life to pass you by. There's a song there.
How do you mock a wolf?
You tell it it's a labradoodle.
Your little puppy dog.
Little labradoodle. Okay, Rocky, finally, the instigator of violence. What do you do?
Yeah. Take one out.
Which one? Arnold, Boris, or Crooks? Boris.
Boris.
Okay. Boris is surprised, so
was that an advantage or something?
That's an advantage, yeah. Okay. What are you doing, Bo?
Yeah. I mean, unless it makes more sense for me not to.
You can jump in there with your swords. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, okay. I'll jump in with the 2 short swords. You get 2 attacks.
Okay.
2 weapon fighting. Okay. So the first short sword is at advantage, right?
Your whole round is at advantage.
All right. So here's my first attack.
I could be wrong on this, but I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to speak confidently so you don't know.
24.
24 is a hit. Roll for damage.
5 points.
5 points of damage.
Next one's also on Boris.
You leap in with your short sword, lunge forward, and as he's facing the other way, you stab him in his hind quarter. He turns around quickly.
And roll
Damage is done. Next attack.
20.
What was it?
A 20.
A 20. That's a hit as well.
Another 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage. You slice through on the other side. He looks, and he's turned both of them. Now, all of the wolves have turned around. They're facing you now. I can't actually turn the icon, but let me drag you to where you were in order to get that attack. So you go running this way, and you're attacking Boris. That was 2 feet of your movement. Everyone has turned around now. If you disengage, this one will have an opportunity attack, or you can stay there.
I'll stay there.
Okay. And by this one, I meant actually both of them would have an opportunity attack. And then we're top of the round again. No, we're not. We're at Tatiana, who is outside, doesn't really know what's going on. We're just going to skip you. We're going to skip you because that's it. Rampuri, you hear some noise behind you. You can look behind and you see Zancorin there. You've noticed that Rocky has run into the room. What are you doing?
Does it take an action to face palm?
I'm going to say that that's free.
All right.
That is free.
And I assume that this is loud enough that like Pele can hear what's going on. Like I don't need to necessarily tell him that there's a Pele happening.
The river is loud enough that it masks some of the noise. It's not so bad that it's going to completely block it out. But from where he is up, he doesn't have a direct line of sight, line of hearing from where he is. He's kind of up around the corner. So he hears some noise and some barking, but the wolves were already barking a little bit and growling. So he's unaware of what's happening below.
All right. I'm going to tell Pele that Rocky is feeding the dogs. And has Sandy or has the goblin noticed?
The goblin has not noticed.
Has not noticed anything.
You can tell she is a ways around a corner as well. You can tell that the sound is louder up that direction than it is down where you are. So it gets a little bit louder up there, and it's probably just masked a little bit more.
All right. Can I? I'm just gonna try and blend in as much as I can, and what is it? Be ready.
Are you gonna ready an action? Or are you gonna take a defensive thing like a dodge action, or
ready my stick?
Ready your stick. Okay, so if anything comes nearby, you're gonna be ready for that. Chandra.
Can I get close enough where I can see the wolves or no?
5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Yeah, you can get up to this area here if you want.
And all the wolves are still alive? Or did Rocky kill Boris?
You have no idea.
Oh, okay.
You are a long ways away, but you do. You can tell there's a little kerfuffle going on from your angle. So if you want to move up here.
Feels dangerous for me because I shouldn't really be in the mouth of the cave. I should be in the back, kind of being ready.
You can move back a little bit.
All right, it feels dangerous for me, but I'll do that.
You don't have to. You can say no, Dave. That's dumb. It's my character. I don't want to be there.
I mean, I feel like I'm in the line of fire for Sandy and whoever comes down, even though I don't know Sandy's there.
Sandy's view goes here. You don't actually know if Sandy is there, but this is as far as she can see is... Oh, hold on. Sandy can see this square, but couldn't see this square. So you don't actually know it, but you're out of view of her because she can't see through the rock.
Okay, so I'll stay there. I'll just risk it. I'll stay there. Okay. And I would like to take out my rations and throw them at the wolves because they're wolves and they don't need to be killed just because, like, they're tied up and they're like, hello, like, don't kill them.
So go ahead and mark off some rations,
I can mark
And
off rations.
just
I didn't do
one.
it.
I don't even know if we have them on there in yours. So it's under equipment,
Yes.
and you would go
Yes.
to rations, 1 day's
Oh,
worth. Oh, that's
I
kind of
got it.
yeah. You have one day's worth. So are you out of rations?
Someone else is giving me rations, right?
Quantity 1. Yeah, you are out of rations now. Um,
Oh.
okay, so you throw the rations in. Go ahead and where are you aiming?
Like be right behind Boris, like so that all three of them can kind of see it happen and hopefully
Okay.
distract them.
Roll an athletics check. Let's see how your aim is.
Rolling athletic. Oh, I'm a -1 in athletics. That's
Oh,
fun.
you're a wizard. You're a sexy wizard.
13.
13. All right. So you reach back, you throw it. Goes over Rocky, goes over Boris, lands on the ground. None of them are facing that direction anymore because Boris has just been stabbed and they're all attacking, but it lands there just fine. So there are now rations on the ground behind the wolves, right in this area. Over
Does it distract them or no? Didn't
Huh?
work? Did it distract them?
No. Given the choice
Great.
of being stabbed by a short sword and having food on the ground, the short sword's going to win every time. I don't even need to
Great.
roll for that. Yeah.
Rocky. Killing
Okay.
animals for no reason.
And the good sense is they haven't eaten them yet, and they're just a little dirty. The whole 5-second rule is in place. It is now Arnold's turn.
Arnold?
Arnold's this top one here.
Oh.
Arnold is
Arnold?
still tied up against its post. Arnold is not in its not close enough to get to you. I'm trusting you're staying far enough away. Only Boris is close enough to get to you because you were close enough to get to him, right? But he tugs against the stake, and suddenly the stake rips out of the ground, and he leaps out. And as it comes out of the ground, it loosens. I mean, it's one stake that was having 3 chains, so now all of them are freed. And that's only because I rolled an 18 on that. Arnold leaps up to bite you with it, and it rolls at advantage because it's got a buddy nearby.
Wait a second. It should be a disadvantage because it's still tied to those chains. All 3 of them are tied together. If anything, that would make them have much more difficulty fighting.
But they're closer together now, right? So the chain was here in the back, and they've got chain was back here a ways, and they've got a little bit of freedom of movement. So he reaches out twice to try to bite you, and you are able to, slap your hand out of the way and smack him with, your bracer on your arm and whack him out of the way. So Arnold is not able to attack, but Boris is going to bear in as well, and Boris just turns around and he's right there to try to get you and rolls a 22. That's a hit, right?
Yes. Ouch.
Yeah. Ouch.
Bad doggy.
Oh, 7 damage.
I'm in bad shape.
Told you to not mess with the tied up wolves, man.
That's the right thing to say.
Crooks is able to leap forward as well. So Crooks changes his position, and since he's got movement now that they've broken free, he's over here and he's going to make a bite attack as well.
Kill me.
That's my sound effect. It's better than ow. They have pack tactics. I know they're only digital dice, but they do a really good job of it. Like they actually roll, and it was like going 20, 20, and then it flopped back to a 2. So,
Oh.
2, 8, and 8. That's a miss, right?
I have 15.
Yeah. So he, so Crooks tries to take a bite in as well, and you see him coming. You shove out your foot and whack him across the snout with it. And that is the wolf's turn. Pele, you're still completely out of earshot. Zancorin,
Um,
you have heard. You can't quite see him, but you've heard a lot more movement than you heard before, and some screaming.
okay.
Hey, real quick, I did tell Pele that there was something going on, just for whatever that's worth.
Oh, okay, Pele. If you want to do anything,
I say, did you hear like a girl screaming? So it was like high pitched, like a little girl
Like a-
scream. Yeah. Do you think we should go back and check it out? I don't know. I guess I'm gonna stay here.
all right, so you're there, minding your own business, Zancorin.
Who knows? It's a cave. There's lots of weird noises.
Lots of weird noises. Just listen
would
to him
you-
playing right now.
What did Rocky hear? Or not Rocky. The monk. What did the monk actually tell me? Did he say, "I think they're in trouble," or did he say, "I heard something"?
I'm screaming, by the way, in a high-pitched voice, like a girl.
Could you do that for us?
I need some help right now.
That definitely sounded like.
He's like, it's got my Venus Schnitzel.
That sounds like. You don't think the wolves got a hold of the rations, do you?
I think so.
Okay. Fine. No, you know what? And I look at the monk and I say, you know what? Fine. I'll go back and look. And you stay here because if I recall on your turn, you said, I want to look like a rock as much as possible. And so I will.
Okay. Are you just charging out, or are you?
No, I'm going to sneak.
Are you gonna sneak? Okay. Go ahead and roll a stealth roll.
Okay, so we sneak backwards towards the sound of impending danger. And it is a 16.
16. All right. So you sneak down here. That's actually 10. You're actually at 20 feet of movement right here. Because you had to go downhill through rough terrain and then around Rampuri, who looks remarkably like a rock. 25 feet, you can peek in, and from this angle, you can see wolves surrounding and biting Rocky.
Well, that's
You have 5 more feet of movement, and you still have an action
well,
and
that's
bonus action.
okay. Then I think at this point, I will try to fend off the wolves from killing Rocky dead. So I take another step forward so that I can see.
All right.
And then
Over here? This spot?
down. Yeah, sure. Yeah,
You've got sights on all 3 of them here.
Let's do it. We can
And
see them
you've
all.
got an easy shot on Arnold, and these 2 would be he would be at half. They would be at half cover, so it's a +2 to armor class.
So let's go for this. Is this my first combat?
This is your first attack, and this would be a sneak attack for you because he's you have advantage because he's they haven't seen you because of your stealth.
Ooh.
So you get to do this 1d6 extra damage that you have on your first attack.
Okay.
If you hit, yeah.
I pull Lucky, my trusty golden crossbow, from my pack,
Okay.
and I level it at Arnold the Wolf.
All right. Let's go ahead and roll.
And I roll with Lucky the crossbow, and it's 10.
10. Do you get advantage on that? Did you roll advantage?
No, I didn't.
I'm gonna have you roll one more time, roll one more time and do it on advantage. I'm gonna consider you hidden because you were stealthing and you rolled high enough that they wouldn't have noticed you.
Then we
So,
roll advantage.
You can take the higher of the 2.
Okay, and it's an 18 this time.
18. That is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage for Lucky.
And Lucky the crossbow deals out 5 damage, but
Okay,
I also
and then you can also roll your sneak attack damage, which if
Let's
you
do it.
scroll down, you can hit that 1d6 button in the other and that gets added to it.
So 2. So that's 7 total damage.
All right. So your arrow goes flying right next to it and sinks into the haunches of Arnold. He
Take
looks
that,
up at you.
haunches. And
You still have your second action.
I have my second action, and
Or
so
your
I
bonus action, yeah.
load another arrow into Lucky,
Okay.
and I aim straight at Arnold. Why not?
Okay. Why not?
Right back for Arnold,
And this one is not at advantage because he's aware of you now, obviously. So it's straight roll.
Well, it's a critical roll for 25.
Nice. 20.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yay.
Awesome. Go ahead and roll damage.
And now we roll for damage with Lucky, and it's a 12.
12. You loose arrow number 2, and as the wolf turns and looks at you, as I look at the camera to maximize the effect, he's like, "Ah!" And the arrow just sinks smack between his skull, and he drops head first, and then his haunches, and just straight down, almost like he was just lying down on command, but he's just sitting there stone dead.
So wait, so the other wolves are now attached to a dead weight. Won't that slow them down?
They're not going to be able to move more than probably to the edge, the mouth of the cave. That would be as far as they would make it. Eventually you can, but let's see who's next. Where was I? That was Pele. Okay, Zancorin, now it is your turn.
So, seeing all this happen, I'm gonna walk in. This is big enough for 2, right?
I don't know what is big enough for 2,
right
but
there.
Sure, it's big enough for 2. It's like a little cuddle spot.
Actually,
you and Condra, who you still like, and you wouldn't mind cuddling with right now because you're like, I never thought she was so nice, but she's like so nice.
So
She's gonna hate you in a sec. He's gonna hate you in a second, but
10.
in
Small,
another,
I can just hold his head back and just
in another 30 seconds, he's gonna hate you. But for now, he's like, oh, she's so sweet. You know, she's so thoughtful, wanting to take care of my pan flute and share something that's special with me, with her. Anyways, what are you doing, Zancorn?
I'm going to do something that I don't normally do. I'm going to walk over to there.
Okay.
And I'm going to take out my rapier. And I'm going to dance with Boris.
You're going to dance with Boris. So you're going to just like press yourself up against the side of this here?
Yeah, right there.
Okay,
And I'm going to go with
Take a strike at Boris. Okay.
All right, so that's...
Wow, I didn't even know you could attack. You've got a really good attack.
I do.
Yeah, and you've got 2-weapon fighting.
And I should take a picture of this because I just hit a crit.
Nice.
Nat 20.
That is a hit. Roll for damage.
All right. That would be a 13.
A 13 on Boris. Your rapier slips gently between its shoulder blade and spine into its heart. Not even any effort. Rocky is like, kind of looks over at you as he's been destroyed by Boris, and gives this look like, what the hell?
And I do a nice little bow after my dance.
As he slides off the end of your rapier. You have 2-weapon fighting as well. You've used a 1-armed finesse weapon as an attack. You still have a dagger or an unarmed strike.
That is true.
Which we were going to call, what, harmless slap? What we were going to call your unarmed strike?
No, it was insulting slap, wasn't it?
Yes. An insulting slap. Because it's at a +1, but even if he hits, it does 0 damage. So that's your unarmed strike. But you do have a dagger if you
Yes.
want it to put yourself in harm's way and leap over the dead Boris and attack. Attack the crooks with a dagger. You certainly can, or you can stay there.
Well, seeing that I am nimble, I am going to use my halfling nimbleness to just kind of twirl around Rocky and walk. I'm trying to do it on that screen. Walk right over here because I
Okay.
have 10 feet left, and
Okay.
go ahead and use my dagger.
Okay. Roll on the dagger attack.
Right.
You know, I'm just going to be really nice here and say that if you leapt over here in the same 10 feet, you would be flanking him and you would have advantage.
Oh, I didn't know we were doing that rule because I know
I
some
like the
DMs
flanking.
some DMs don't. So
I like cover and I like the flanking rules. I like all the free things that you can get that would just happen because he can't pay attention to both of you, right? So totally, it's at advantage.
all right,
You want to do that?
I would love to do that. And I rolled a 19 total.
It's a hit, and then you look at Rocky and you say, "I'll flank with you anytime." Go ahead and roll damage.
Not as good. A total of 4 damage.
4 damage. Your dagger, you reach back and your dagger stabs into his, just next to his spine. You're aiming for something vital up near the heart. But wolves are surprisingly strong, and the resistance of the sinews and muscle is more than you expected. And the dagger just kind of gets stuck there, but it definitely sinks and does some damage to him. Rocky, you're up. You've got one left.
So I could disengage if I chose to, but I'm not.
You could do anything if you chose to.
I'm gonna hit that sucker
With what?
with two short swords.
2 short swords. All right. It's also at advantage because he's flanking. So his move managed to help lots of people here. So go ahead and roll your first attack at advantage.
19.
It's a hit. Roll damage.
Hmm. 8 points.
8 points of damage. So tell me, what does it look like when you kill a wolf?
Oh, the wolf lunges forward, and I kind of lean over and plunge it right behind the head. And I keep plunging. I just use all my weight and fall on top of it, so it just completely goes right into the ground.
The wolf is gone. The room is now full of 3 dead wolves. Zancorin, Rocky, and an uneaten packet of rations.
Oh, they're awful.
I tell them I'm really weak, guys. I'm really not feeling very well. I need to get out of the cave. I need some help.
You guys have cleared this room. So far, you believe no one is aware of where you guys are located and the fact that you have done this. You've taken a beating. And this is where we will end today.
Woohoo!
Awesome.
We didn't even get a long rest throughout the whole thing.
This whole section lasted time in the game lasted less than like 45 minutes, right? By the time you left where you were before, made it to here, and the 30 seconds to a minute worth of stuff. But just as we end, because I just want to see this part play out, just as we end, the friend spell wears off. Zancorin.
I calmly walk over to Condra. I'm like, Condra, I'm gonna have to request that pan flute back.
What pan flute?
I take my rapier and I stab her.
Do you want to?
I take my rapier and I go and I attack her.
Okay, that's
right.
got to be the cliffhanger right there. I'm sorry.
Okay, we
No,
will
we're
roll
going
on
to
that
pull
when we
off.
come back. That will be a surprise attack
You don't know what you did.
of a rapier.
You release the dragon.
Oh shit!
I already got a plan. We're good.
All right, so we've got. You'll have plenty of time to figure it out, but it will start with initiative roll between the two of you. And yeah, there you have it. Okay, excellent. This is what friends spell against friends do.
So, Dave,
Yes.
is this how you anticipated this going?
I've actually done this before with another group, right? This is the story that I'm telling is different than this is the Lost Mines of Fandaliever maps and some of the flow that we've seen that you can get from D&D in a package, in a box, or online, or a Roll20 or D&D Beyond, wherever you want. But one of the cool things that you can do with some of the prepackaged stuff is just use the parts you want. I don't want to remake maps and remake battle scenarios and all of that. So the storyline that we have is entirely different. There is no realms. There's no Rasfadal or Hoffendal or Gwendol. There is no Sick Forest. All of the things that have added the storyline to this, the Delphi Sapphire, the box with the note and the key, none of that exists in the Mines of Fandaliever. But they did have this handy map, and they had a couple other things in there as well. So as a dungeon master, you can take a lot of the pre-made stuff and pick and choose what you want to use. Write your own story, use some of their maps, or keep their story and make your own maps. There's lots of ways that you can go on it. So I did not expect it to go this way. The last people I played this with
end with Zancorin stabbing Condra with the rapier.
No, the last people I played this with, they snuck past they all managed to sneak past the wolves, and adventure ensued at the other side of the bridge that's up ahead.
That's what happens when you have Rocky playing in the group.
So yeah, this is it's entirely different. I literally don't know which way it's going to go. I mean, was I expecting you to do a dance in the middle of a river to get everyone's attention? I actually wouldn't expect any player to do that. But that actually worked pretty well for you guys. So you're a little bit more beat up than I think you would like to be, but this is where we're at.
We are a lot beat up.
Yeah.
Who's not injured?
I don't think I'm in. Am I injured right now? Let me look.
I don't know. I don't think
I'm injured.
Pele
I'm
is
not. No, I'm not injured, but I don't have my big spells.
Yeah, Zancora and Condra are both depleted.
Tatiana, I've got you down at 4 hit points.
Yeah, I'm injured.
Yeah, you're pretty bad. Do you have any laying out of hands stuff? You still have 2 left on your laying out of
I
hands.
have 2 left. Yeah, I've been saving them. Just
Conjures, well, I don't.
Well, and you're going to need to use those on Condra and Zancorin, so, you know.
Wait for it. He ain't going to do shit. We're good.
Points left.
You don't have to give hit points as numbers, but
I'm really badly hurt.
how beat up is Rocky?
Over 80%.
Have you updated your? I'm having a hard time having D&D load, so.
Yeah, it's there. 2 hit points left.
I will tell you, I'm not particularly impressed with the new MacBook. It is like mind-numbingly slow. Granted, I have like 18 browser windows, music, and other things going on, so I get that. Yeah, you're pretty beat up. Who else was beat up pretty bad?
I'm beat up a little bit.
And now we're trying to kill each other. That's great.
Yeah, that's really emotionally, I think we're all shot.
You're
And remember,
emotionally
you're still-
beat up.
remember,
After
he's
the
still going into
insurrection and the election and the inauguration, you're still, Condra, you're still at 7 hit points though, right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just, I'm
You've
worried
got a
about my
spell.
friends here. I can't do shit to help them, so.
Right. And at this point, I'm not going to say you're all friends. And with that, we will end our Twitch broadcast. Thank you for joining us. And if you're catching up, because you're certainly not watching this live, I am glad that you're watching this on YouTube or any other place that Taylor has managed to get it up. And
TikTok.
that's it's on TikTok, so you can watch it there. So
Spread
thanks
out
for
over
joining us,
300.
and we'll be on, I believe, next week. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. So thanks for
I
joining
can't
us.
wait. We got to see what happens next.
And
Right.
remember,
And
Love you, Zankorin.
even though right now I know that no one is watching, I'm going to say this. We appreciate all of you watching, no matter where you are. Illinois, Fredericksburg, Florida,
Berlin.
Russia, wherever. We're glad that you've tuned in, and we'll see you next week.
and remember,
Okay, now we can just chat because we
the more you roll.
the more you roll, both ways.
And I'm gonna end stream.